Hello, and welcome to another episode of Don't Trust the Dungeon Master. My name is Alex K, and I am that Dungeon Master. Welcome to episode 59 of Arkelya. That's recorded episode 59, of course. This is the episode 2 of chapter 3. We took the last 2 weeks off because we had one Spud on a little trip outside, and we couldn't put it without him because there's a very pinnacle moment we left the story off with, but he needed to be present. So we took a little short break there. We are back now, and we'll be playing again next week. And it looks like the week after that, the 15th, though, we'll probably not be playing. So just FYI. But you can always check us out, our Primerus Paradox campaign on Saturdays, hosted by Box. You can check that out live at twitch.tv/Laris15, and we play at 4:30 p.m. PST. And of course, you can check all the broadcasts, previous broadcasts and recordings on youtube.com/Laris15, be it Primerus Paradox or Arkelya. So hey, check us out, and thanks for viewing, and thanks for any support you give. We appreciate it. All right, so that covers my announcements. Is there any announcement from any of the cast members that they would like to share here in this point in time? The last episodes of the 50s, guys. The next episode will be 60s. Recorded episode 60s, yeah? Anyone?
60 years old.
No?
Insanity.
Got nothing. All right.
No?
Well then, let's get to the recap. So, in our last episode of Arkelya, we had spent a fair amount of time just re-summarizing Chapter 2 in the very beginning. A lot of major events. We're not going to go through all those again. We're going to just kind of focus. But we started that session off with re-summarizing. And so you guys started the last episode leaving the Telfount, leaving the suite of the High Observer, and looking for Master Ori. And so you went to the port of Windheim, and along the way, leaving the Telfount, you happened to see a small, short individual wearing a cloak with some peculiar, sharp, reddish hair color poking out of it, but you ignored that person, and you went down to the port. While in the port, you guys were having trouble finding Master Ori, and so a call jumped to the top of a roof to scout around, and he ran into a weird interaction with cats. Thoric, you guys talked to a salesman, and Thoric saw a torch that had a weird interaction with the torch sputtering out. Roderick and you guys, when you were making your way to the actual pier, Roderick had a weird interaction with a crow that just suddenly died, right? Yeah, so there was a couple of weird interactions for you guys that finally got and found Master Ori, of which he was ecstatic to see you all. He said, hey, let's talk about the things that you guys learned about Al-Sham Shakti, but in more private quarters. And where should we go do that? And you guys said, hey, let's go to Evelyn's home, because that's closest place and it's a secured location. So you guys made your way back to the market. Along the way, there was another weird interaction where Doman bumped into a stall of a flower salesman, and he almost knocked a pot, and he caught it, but he noticed that pot was peculiarly a dead flower and looked like it's been dead for days, for some reason being sold out of this pot. So it's weird interactions for each and every one of you thus far, or almost everyone in the cast. And you guys eventually did make it to Evelyn's home. We got to see a couple more of the servants that we haven't interacted before. The amazing Chauncey made his appearance finally. He was ecstatic to see that his Auburn Rose, as he put it, was still alive and well. On top of that, he was very disappointed, if not bereaved, at the appearance of one of our members, which he then quickly went and found his grooming kit and came back and offered to shave Roderick, which Roderick did agree to do, and so Roderick is now clean shaven. So his art is not as accurate. His hair's a little bit shorter, and the beard is gone. He's straight skinned, and that'll be the way for a couple days, right, before it grows back in for that half elf. During this period of time, you guys started talking to Master Ori about gossip stuff, and him enjoying the little let's call them meat veggie rolls that Sophia made. And then your mother came inside the home just temporarily to introduce you all to an acquaintance that she has recently met, who she vouched for. And you guys were introduced to a small fairy, and this person looked slightly familiar. This was the individual you saw at the Telfount as you were leaving. This cloaked, short individual, which you maybe initially thought was a gnome, but you soon learn is actually a fae-based creature, a fairy, in fact. Taller than a pixie or sprite, which are usually about a foot or so tall. This is a 3-foot tall fairy individual. He introduced himself, or rather, he was introduced as Lumi, but his real name is Lumios. And your mother, or Evelyn's mother, the High Observer, stressed that she would really recommend that you guys work together as allies, as your guys' futures are going to have some very convenient points that would benefit each other's company. And that's as much as she gave you about that before she asked Master Ori to talk to him in private in another location. You guys had the opportunity to learn more about Lumi to see if you guys are willing to work with this individual. Things struck off pretty well for all of you. Lumi seemed relatively not shocked and dropped by you guys, and you guys seemed to relatively enjoy his company as well. And in the end, agreed. We did learn some interesting things about Lumi. Lumi's home is a grove, a magical grove with a very powerful tree that was recently destroyed or attacked, and all the inhabitants, all of Lumi's friends and family were killed, besides him and one other, at least to his knowledge. He is looking for that friend because he survived, and it sounds like that friend helped him survive the ordeal. But he just kind of came to his senses more recently, and he's now looking for his friend Pine, who apparently made their way to Windheim and talked to the High Observer. But that was some time ago, at least is what Lumi suspects. And in fear, there's this recognition that Pine is probably pursuing the same man that destroyed their home in the first place. Lumi mentioned that he is hoping that if we can kill this individual, or maybe not kill him, but just confront this individual, we could steal the power back that he took from the grove, which is killing the grove, or at minimum get us enough of the power to plant a new seed to start the grove anew. So that's Lumi's quest, is maybe revenge, but more importantly trying to get that power back and save his friend Pine from basically doing something very foolish. And the most expedient way to do this would be to work with you all, because apparently you all are going to help him get the access necessary to get to Pine and hopefully make it in time. So with that in mind, he offered that he's more than willing to assist you guys in your endeavors, because the sooner you do your stuff, the sooner it helps him get to his goal. And so just very beneficial for all of you. So, despite their other interactions from all of you and your interactions from him, you guys then had the High Scholar return, and Ravel Ori then got his update from all of you about Al Sham Shakti and where you guys believe that item happens to be, which is out in the fringes in the southeast, and specifically in the Mirror Plains. He gave you guys a map, or rather he showed his map and kind of showed all these different directions you guys could go to get to the Mirror Plains. And he also offered some advice about some things that he would recommend. Specifically specific paths you guys should take by when you complete the western states, that he'd recommend charting a boat to Gaul and then heading east from Gaul to what's it called, Abuline, or I forgot the name off my head. I'll have to look at the map, I guess. Yeah. Sorry, no, it's Amulin. Go to Amulin and you can talk to the Forge Master, whatever his name is. I forget. I'm really struggling on nouns apparently. But the guy that's the main man down there in charge of the mines, and he would give you a lead to the city of Dragoon. Which you guys are one of those other quests for Master Ori. After you do that, you could then head south and then go through Udaline to then get to the Mirror Plains. But he also recommended along the way that maybe you stop by Fallcrest and do a favor for the High General, because apparently Fallcrest falls into the High General's personal family's history. And they have a portal that you can use to teleport there if you guys ever need to return again quickly in the future. And you guys are aware that there are a couple times you're probably going to have to head out to the southeast of the fringes, so it'd just be beneficial. You don't have to do it, but it'd be beneficial to have a teleportation if the High General would agree to whatever comments or quest you guys would be willing to do for what service. So in the end, you guys got a direction. You know what you're doing, and you headed before you left. Before you left, it was revealed that Relina was apparently trying to craft her own unique spell, and she was kind of struggling on the final little bits of it, and she was asking her grandfather to come stop by to help her finish it at some point in time. Recognizing that all of you, or the majority of you, are actually prominent spellcasters, he thought that maybe there was an opportunity for all of you to assist him in helping Relina get this spell complete. And so with that, you guys made a little drop by Lemir's Emporium the second time for today to assist Relina into crafting the last bits of the spell. Upon arriving to that location and her closing shop so there would be no interference, and then showing you a secret room, you guys broke out the books and started assisting with that. Some of our members were not as excited or didn't think they were quite as capable of helping, and so they left to show Windheim. So Lumi, Ekal, and Doma left the Lumire's Emporium to go just show Lumi around Windheim, as well as look for some pizzas from Mariano's to return back and give to Relina and everyone else to help them have the energy to complete the spell, because it's going to be a long night, as Relina mentioned. While at the shop, though, so we have our party kind of split. At the shop, we have all our arcanists kind of dig their hands deep and try to offer whatever avenues they can to assist Relina in completing the spell that she's currently trying to weave into existence. And so there's a lot of rolls. The rolls are still on the table here. We got quite a few good successes. Is it going to be enough, though? Right? Are the pitches that you guys made, is the DC's 20 or the DC's 25? We'll find out. We kind of left on a cliffhanger about will it succeed. While Ekal and Doma were showing Lumi around and looking for a pizza place, you guys were stopped. The three of you were stopped outside, as it seems that two of you, being the tour guides and somewhat familiar with Windheim showing the spectacle, had garnered the attention of one drow woman named Navrosi, who asked if you guys could point her to her direction of where there might be a common place where most people would stop by the city. To very high insight from Ekal, he recognized that the reason why she's doing this is she's looking for someone. Who is she looking for? He suspects it's actually Thoric, of which mentioning the name was enough for her to go, yes, that's the person I'm looking for. Can you bring me to him? Ekal said, sure, I'll bring you to Lemire's. Lumi and Doma, why don't you go and continue traveling? Lumi and Doma do find a pizza place, not the right pizza place, but find a pizza place. Order 10 large pizzas, realize the pizzas are way larger than they expected. Were given some trays. They had Lumi say, you know what, I got this. And he turns himself into a mule, and Doma kind of jerry-rigs a rope saddle to some capacity. It's very ugly. There's a really big question, probably the most important cliffhanger is every pizza going to make it back to Lemire's Emporium? It's probably the most important thing there. But so that's what you two are doing. Meanwhile, Ekal does return to Lemire's. He gets access back inside because he was given access to enter. Unfortunately, Rosie had to stay up front. He grabs Thoric, says, hey, there's a person who wants to speak to you. And Thoric says, sure, I'll go talk to them. So Thoric leaves. Meanwhile, Relina's like, all right, Eureka, I think it's good. I need a volunteer. And there was no excited, I'll do it. And then Evelyn goes, you know what? Okay, I will volunteer. But it was kind of more like no one else was willing to, so she seemed to step forward because someone had to do it.
Hey, I wasn't that hesitant.
I feel like, if I recall, there was some hesitance. In the end, Relina has casted the spell on Evelyn inside as she's weaving that spell and literally casts it onto Evelyn right now. We have the camera follow out Ekal and Thoric as they move through the main entry, the main sales floor of Lemire's Emporium with all its disheveled goods and such in the area. And as the two of you make your way to the door, Ekal kind of saying like, yeah, it's this woman. It's this interesting. She was talking about you. She seems to have a familiarity. She has some kind of urgent message to show you or to give to you, basically. And then he opens the door, and as the two of them step outside, and Ekal kind of gives space for Thoric to speak with Navrosi, there's immediate recognition upon the drow woman's face. And in a shocking turn of events, she walks forward but unsheathes the glove off her hand and slaps him in the face with the back of the glove. And that's where we last left off in our episode. So this is what we'll be picking up at this point in time here, as literally we would have the multiple different camera angles that you would commonly have in Bollywood films of a slap and like the wave ripple effect in the camera and such, right? Would be literally happening right now. As Thoric, you just got a glove slap to the face. You know this woman. You're familiar with her. You're not. I wouldn't say you guys were friends, but you knew each other, right? There was more of a common thread between you. That there was a friend of yours that was also a friend of hers, and that's kind of how you guys had interacted with each other in the past. But so at this point, she slaps you in the face, and it barely moves your well-muscled face. It's just kind of like it makes your head just move like a half an inch to the side, but there's no like recoil or step or anything. Then there wasn't enough force to do that. And then your eyes kind of like look down at her, and it's not hard enough to cause damage. You stand there stoically from the slap. And as she stares up at you, because she is shorter than you, you being like, what was it, 6.5 feet damn tall or something.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Mountain, man. She She's like 5'10" or something. She's reasonably tall, but not your height. There's considerable height on her. So she's looking up at you, and her eyebrows are furrowed down. There's rage. There's fury in her face as she's looking at you. You can see her tensed. Betrayer. Coward. Abandoner. How could you... You left her... No, it's even worse, Thoric. You're a thief. You stole from the reliquary. Our already thin means. You took things from us. Why?
I took things from them? He's gonna step up, he's gonna get like a little too personally close to her and like looking straight down at her. They took everything from us.
Of course
Why are you here? If you're so spread thin, what makes you come all the way here?
I heard about the Great Gate opening, and that there was an orc who we haven't seen in a very long time who happened to be present, meeting your description. I asked the torchbearer if I could come to pursue because you have something that doesn't belong to you. I won't gloat and say that I'm here to bring divine retribution for the sins that you've done to us. No. He will see to that, especially now that his eye is on you again and you're in the light. I'm here for one thing and one thing alone, Thork. I'm here for Sasha's necklace. Give me, and she lifts her hand forward towards you, give me my sister's amulet.
Jesus, okay, hold on. Let me process this for a moment.
As she says this, and she has her hand open to Thoric, a call, you see that initially, she's an armored individual. She's got chainmail on, and she seems to be wearing mostly light equipment. She's a slender build, but her cloak is kind of pulled to the side, and her hand is just precariously close to the hilt of a rapier, a relatively nice, embellished weapon. Her fingers aren't touching the blades. There seems to be some reservedness to it, but they're just precariously there, close to it, hovering. But there's no immediate action. It's like as if she needs to use it, she's ready to do it.
Yeah, Akala is kind of like stood in a arms crossed stance, just observing, just watching the event unfold. But if he notices that her hand actually goes to like take the blade, he's gonna ready in action to stunning strike her.
You won't be able to ready in action. This is gonna be far too long if that did occur.
Right.
But we would have initiative roll. So just yes, you're on your toes as you would expect to be in a circumstance. There will be no surprise rounds. Yes, I got that for you.
Yeah.
All right. So as Thoric, you have that statement brought to her. Yeah. You have a question for me?
Yeah, so how much do I know of Sasha's and her relationship? Are they biological sisters? Are they like directly connected? Because I'm very close with Sasha. I don't know how much she is.
So it's not like it was discussed a lot, but they were both drow elves. So it's believable. It was common for them to refer to each other as sisters, but that was never, they were confirmed they're biological, but it's possible because they are the same race. Unlike the two of you, you were not, like you would claim your sister and brother too, but you're clearly not biological because you're two different races, right? But you do know that Nevrosi was incredibly possessive of Sasha. Sasha was the kind of person that was very rare in the kind of work that you guys had. Most people were, because like you guys would be bred and died, right, on the front line there, right? It was a relatively grim, serious responsibility. Sasha was one of those individuals that was always optimistic, right? She wasn't as capable as you or everyone else. In fact, she was probably the weakest recruit on the wall, right? But she had a trait that was very valuable. She was very charismatic. She was very inclusive. She seemed like a kind of a beacon of light that brought people together, that gave you guys and everyone in the community the closest you could to a normal life. And when she was lost, it hurt Nevrosi very badly. She took Sasha's death very, very badly. And you've heard rumors, I'll just let you know this up front, that when that siege happened, when Sasha died, and the wall was cracked open, Sasha is normally part of your military unit. It was your little group of 13 included her, and you guys normally worked and operated together. Novrosi wasn't part of your unit. Novrosi's older than you. She's a generation higher than you. Previous other orphan, right? But when that crack happened, Sasha was separated from the rest of you all, and from what you could pick together after the occurrence, Sasha and Novrosi ended up getting grouped together during that siege. And it sounds like Sasha sacrificed herself to save Novrosi, which was exactly what the opposite of what Novrosi always said for Sasha. So you know up front that these accusations, Novrosi is obsessed about Sasha, and you having her amulet is not good. And it makes sense why someone that should be at the temple is not there because of that. Novrosi's relationship enables this it was probably still hard to do, but it kind of clicks. It clicks.
Okay. And so in the time Sasha... how do I face this question? I'm trying to gauge the familiarity levels of... Because Thorak and his brothers and sisters were like super close, incredibly close. But they haven't really been interacting much with Novrosi. So although they are sisters, she's been relatively distant, or did Sasha have her moments with her? This is mostly gauging how close her sister was to her. Not just like by blood or what she thinks of her, but like both sides.
So Sasha was coveted by the entire community, so she didn't just hang out with you guys. She was close with everyone. So it's really hard to say, was she closer to Novrosi than you guys? Time was split pretty equally with everyone. So it was not uncommon for her to not... Except when in duty, she would be in your unit. But beyond that, in lounge time, she was where she willed. And that was equally proportioned elsewhere.
Oh. Okay, He's okay, in character as well. He would be a little stunned by a moment that she came all the way here for the necklace. The only cause there, so you would see a bit of uncertainty on Thorak's face. At first it was rage and anger, but now it's...
She can't compete to your height, and you came closer to her, but she doesn't back down. As if like two animals, like hunting animals, competing with each other. She's ready to strike, right? And she's not going to back down regardless of your height and advantage. And she actually then remarks, every day you hold on to that amulet, you pervert, you corrupt her memory. You pervert, you deviate it. Give it to me. I don't have the same luxury that you do, deserter. Every day I'm out here, I put my brothers and sisters in jeopardy. Do what's right and give it to me so I can return home and hold the line from the terrors that you should be familiar with.
Her memory, you say? Her memory. Hill gets visibly angry. He was ready to back down. He was taking a step back, but now after hearing her say what she said, he gets even more. You can see, like, frown on his face. And what do you know of that? You came here, all the way here, for a fucking trinket? You say holding the line so important. You defend the gates. And you come here? You waste time, you jeopardize your brothers for this? And he'll take it off and he'll hold it in his hands, but out of reach of her. He's ready to pull it back and not getting it snatched from him.
Her eyebrows lift up. That was very important to her, the fact that she has confirmed you have it. And you recognize that, oh, that might be a mistake. A part of you went, oh no. But in your fury, nonetheless. So she looks up and then she looks into your eyes. And then
You're just like the rest of them.
She clenches her hand. Of course it wouldn't be easy. Of course. I I'm not naive enough to think that you wouldn't just hand it over. We know you stole all those items. All the things gone that day you left. How convenient. But now I just justified it. I knew all along. Well, let's see how much of your tattered honor remains stoic. Or should I say, Dawnbreaker. That's what you go by now, right? I challenge you to a duel for the right of the necklace. We don't need to inconvenience the people of the city. On the outskirts, to the west, on the shore of this massive lake, north of the little outskirts town, we can settle it there. You don't have a right to refuse, coward. His eye is on you again. You're in the light. You can't run away. Don't force me. Because the next time, I won't be able to. And her hand, the right hand, actually grabs the blade, but she doesn't pull it out. You will show up. Conveniently, the sun is setting. In about an hour from now. Show up there. And don't worry, I won't take your life. I just need to humiliate you so that I can take the item and return home. Again, I know my duty. And then she backs
If you
off.
knew
and
your
half a
duty,
step.
he'll step back as well. If you knew your duty, you would not have come here. You speak to me of honor and tatteredness. You speak of memory of Sasha, and standing right here betrays all you speak of. All we did at the temple, our entire lives were dedicated to light, to honor, and where has that led us? Where does this temple stand now? Where is Sasha right now? So you ask me to be honorable? What has honor ever brought to any of us? The answer to your duel is a no. He'll pocket the necklace. I couldn't care less what happens. And if you did, you'd go back to the temple. Or don't. I don't care.
It's not a request. You will show up at sunset on the shore. If you don't show up, I will do everything in my power to hunt you down, and I will not spare you or your colleagues' lives. Retribution will occur. I am his fang and claw, and I will tear you out. I will not approach you with the honor and courtesy I gave now. At the most inconvenient time, wherever that happens to be, I will strike like the serpent, and you will be rendered nothing. So you will show. You know that this is now the most convenient time for you to deal with this. We won't be in the alarm's reach. We won't inconvenience anyone, and the light could not interfere with our humbled vision since the sun setting soon.
Almost. You've almost had me impressed. Just for once, just for a second, I thought you were thinking for yourself. For once in your life, you decided to do something on your own.
I did do this for myself.
In his name, you claim to be his claw. I'll be his fucking nail clipper.
I want my sister's necklace. That's why I'm here. And then she turns and she starts storming off towards the closest bridge to head away from the inner city. And as
he's walking away. Oh, we're both gonna do something.
Yeah, you were? Okay, go ahead. What are you gonna do?
I'll show up. One condition. May the duel be in your name. Not Drabalor, not the Light, not any holy retribution. You, personally. Then, and only then will I come.
She continues walking. What's your passive insight?
15.
Akal, what's your passive insight?
18.
Akal, you recognize there was like a half a step short when he makes that comment. And after you would recognize her ears would catch it, there was a brief moment of hesitance. And she actually turns her gaze towards you. You're a little to the left, and Thorak was to the right. She doesn't look at Thorak. She keeps her back to him. But she does look to you, and there seems to be a up tilt in the eyebrows as if she feels sorry for you or if she's apologizing to you. But then that quickly fades, and she corrects herself before she resumes her march towards west, towards the shore that she enlisted for Thorak to come. And you guys watch as she leaves the Aureate district, breaks line of sight, and Thorak, your eyes kind of go up towards the sky with kind of like the storm clouds coming in. There's still half of the sunset coming, right? It's not fully orange yet, but she's right. It's soon, within the hour. And it's going to be about like 20-ish to 30-ish minutes to walk there. So you got about 30 minutes to prepare or do something if you do want to show. And as she breaks around the corner of a building and lay inside, before a call or you could say anything, you guys then see a donkey with pizzas on its back. And Doma at the side of it. And he's kind of like, keeping the pizzas.
A mule is a hybrid of a donkey and a horse, and it's about twice the size of a donkey.
Okay, sure, a mule. But
big.
Big.
Pizza carrier.
Big.
Just not horse big.
Okay, so a mule with, and it's a very weird interaction. Now, Doma and my boy Lumi, can I have, this is kind of more Doma than Lumi here. Doma, can you please make a dexterity check? I'll give you advantage because Lumi is an intelligent mule, so he's going to do everything in his power to try to help keep balance. But you're the one who's kind of like keeping this apparatus from careening down and, becoming nothing.
Yeah, dexterity. Alright, dexterity with advantage. Got it.
With advantage.
Can do. This is only +1.
Oh,
Hey!
12.
12.
Okay. So there were a couple precarious times along the way where there was kind of like a tilting to the side, and it was like, oh, and some of the pizzas have kind of mushed themselves, right? So they're not like the perfect circulars they're supposed to be. So a couple of them are kind of like compressed in, but none of them have been lost. So you do have all 10 of them again. But as you kind of make your way, as you guys get line of sight, you can see, 100 feet down from you, you can see a white tabaxi from the Lumire's Emporium, and you can see Thorak standing there. The drow woman is not present. You're not sure if she went inside. You didn't see her as you guys were going by, but you do see the two of them, and the two different parties here, their eyes meet as you guys come closer. Now, they aren't aware that Lumi can become a mule, right? So they just see Doma with a random donkey, basically.
What's up, guys? I brought the pizza.
You rented a mule for this purpose?
Yeah, most expensive one in the town.
Why? Just carry the pizzas. You're strong, are you not?
If this is easy. And also, I didn't rent a mule.
Then why did you
It came
steal
of its
the
own.
mule?
It came of its own accord.
Oh, that's convenient timing. Very well trained mule.
Doma's got that smirk on his face, like there's a joke.
The mule. You guys are in front of the doorway, right?
Yeah.
The mule pushes by and tries to walk straight through the door.
There's a recognition that the way the apparatus is, it's gonna clip. So the mule might not recognize this.
Wait, these
I hustle
pizzas
along
are
behind
that
him,
huge?
balance
How wide is the door?
How wide are these pizzas?
Wait, no.
Who
Lumire's
makes
like a
pizza?
tiny.
It was the
She's
way
a
the
door.
apparatus was set up. It's kind of like there's some kind of
It
on
was
the
rough.
side and there's some on the right side. So some of them will clip.
All right, then I'm gonna turn sideways and do a side trot.
You're a mule. You're big even that way too, dude.
I'm leaning my head all the way back.
Should
All right,
we
you
just
can do a
get the
squeeze
pizzas
check
on?
then. If you're gonna try to squeeze by instead of letting them take it off you, you will need to do.
I'm gonna
Listen, none of them are offering quick enough. So.
All right, acrobatics, please. to try
I'm gonna
to,
go assist.
with your mule stats.
You're-
I have to look up mule stats.
Yeah, mule stats.
He's gonna get all the way here and drop all the pieces.
Yeah.
At the
Tell me you're
doorstep.
letting me assist
Good
them. We got them all the way here.
A mule
Wow.
has.
I'm like on the
Wow.
side holding the pizza.
That's gonna be a 2 for the mule.
A 2 total. Yeah.
Wowie, wowie.
All right. So,
This was not well planned.
unfortunate circumstances arise. As you kind of like make your way by,
No!
I'm just out of curiosity, Thor, are you kind of just like zoning everything out at this moment, or did you kind of reconnect?
It was
with the
for a moment, but as they take the turn, he goes like, "Huh? What?"
Yeah, so as you kind of like
As
come
the
back to
mules
it, there's
try to
suddenly
go
a mule there and there's Doma, and you're not even quite certain how they came into view, right? They're here. And then the mule's kind of like moving by you, and it clips the door, and you see some of the pizzas as half of them fall down.
Catch it.
Yeah, okay, so you try to catch it. Make an initiative check for me.
Ooh, I'm really good at those. What's that? -1? Great.
He's fast as fuck.
Yo, that's faster than a
Oh
pizza.
no,
I
it's not
think.
-1. It's -2. That's an 11.
Oh,
All right,
It's faster than a
so
pizza, I
you
think.
managed to catch the majority of the pizzas that fall on your side. So 2 of them impact the ground. At call, your native dex is just high enough, and you manage to catch the other half. So basically what happens, unfortunately, the ropes are kind of taut, right? And they were keeping the tension, but the ropes kind of lost the tension, which made the entire thing crumble down. Half the pizza's one side, half the pizzas fall the other side. Akal catches all of his, in a way where he kind of like, like a soccer ball person, he kind of like catches one on the foot and kind of brings it down, with the others in the hands, right? So he catches all of his. And Thoric, you catch the majority. 2 of them are lost. So in the end, 8 of the pizzas have survived. 2 of the pizzas are in Lemir's Emporium on the ground, just resting there with some steam rising off of it.
Are they toppings down or?
I'm no longer responsible for any of the pizzas, right?
Toppings down. Let's
It's like
find
a
out.
50%
Are the
chance.
toppings down?
Okay, so one of them is cheese side down. The other one is crust up.
I saved the crust up one.
Nice.
5-second rule?
Roll for what?
Anyone?
5-second
5-second rule.
Oh,
We're reclaiming that one.
Hey, they're in boxes, right? They're
No,
they're
no,
on plates.
they were just kind of like
Yeah,
plates, but unfortunately,
off, right?
they're not like high grip quality plates. There's these like bamboo, like disposable, like cheap carpentry. So the pizzas slid off of they didn't keep them inside of it. No.
Yeah, a few precipitation would be good, right? Get dirt off
Yeah,
the bottom side.
and
No?
I'm not responsible for any pizzas right now, right? There's none.
Well,
still
you
on
could
me.
have communicated that to them
There's
anyways.
plenty of pizzas on.
No. I'm asking. Like, there's none on me still, right? They've claimed them.
There happens. There will be one still on your back that you can feel.
Okay. I'm going to shift back in a way to where I'm holding that.
All right. It's kind of
and then
awkward, but
I'm-
we would allow it. Sure, you managed to get the one pizza.
Oh no. I'll just have the one on the ground. I placed that one in someone else's hands, and I just crouch down and start picking it up and putting it back on the plate.
So you basically give it to Doma, and because Thoric and Akal are currently like holding pizzas. In fact,
Yeah,
Thoric, one of the pizzas is kind of like precariously in your face, and it's a little hot, and you have to like kind of like slide it back. You take a lick.
You put these down first.
Nobody saw it.
Yeah, delicious.
I knew it. I knew it was you. This is true. It's funny.
I thought it was Rothgar for a moment.
Rothgar.
He changes shape a lot, doesn't he?
Into an ass?
I don't know. It's your thing.
Well, let's get these pizzas to the others.
Right.
Do you want to talk about that thing, Thoric, or just kind of?
Yeah. I might have to go for a while. We'll start walking in.
All right. So you guys make your way inside, and there's a little bit of commotion from the hallway where Evelyn, Roderick, Baldric, Master Ori, and Miss Lemire happen to be. They can hear it from inside the room. And Evelyn, as you may attempt to move over that direction, really shrieks, "No, don't move! You have to stay within, like, 30 feet of where I cast the spell, Evie, okay? Can't leave this space, please. You must stay here, okay? Okay? Okay. So, per what we found for that spell, right? Like, first of all, and then as she's like kind of like trying to put pieces together, the High Scholar kind of like mumbles his way forward and he kind of waves his hand and there's like glow in the eyes. There is an enchantment magic on her, Elena, so that means that there is something affecting her. Seems of reasonable strength. Okay, good. Okay, so that should mean, oh dear, where are my notes? And she kind of like pulls her book out to find her notes on the spell. Okay, so Evie, don't take any damage, don't make an attack roll or anything, don't cast any spells, and then don't move more than 30 feet from that spot I casted it on, and then also, please don't do any activity outside of light activity, and if you can do that for the full duration, we'll see if it works, so just kind of have to wait here.
Duration.
It should be about 10 minutes if the spell does what it's supposed to do. Maybe our research might have a little bit of adjustment. The pro or bad, we'll see. So
3 days later.
Okay.
But that means everyone else can technically go do other things. That I'm gonna stay right here and just make sure that nothing weird happens.
Yeah, I'll double that.
At this moment, 4 people come inside with a variety of pizzas. Elena's eyes kind of turn that way, but then she kind of like just snaps back to Evelyn. That's clearly more important to her. But you do hear like a little bit of a gurgle from the small gnome in her stomach.
The pizzas have arrived.
The pizza is here.
Thank you.
Right.
Evelyn, how do you feel?
Do I feel any different? Do I feel normal?
So it's interesting for you. So like, as you're just kind of like, do I feel different? Do I hear things? Do I see, like, you know, a spell was cast on you. You don't feel different, but you do think you hear like a faint tune. And it's music that's whatever is pleasing to Evelyn, right? So if you think jazz is nice and soothing, it sounds like light jazz. If it's like elevator music, it could be whatever Evelyn interprets as it could be metal. It could be, but probably isn't. It's whatever.
No, it's like classical, just a light classical, just music.
So whatever, could be a harp, could be a whole orchestra, but it's whatever Evelyn would interpret. You do hear some faint music in the air, and the more you focus on, the more you can hear it. So there's definitely something affecting you, 100%.
Okay.
Witchcraft.
You do feel
Well,
you do feel significantly more relaxed than you did previously, as if kind of reminds you of like if you're in a spa and you're like those rich spas that your family's probably done a couple of times, right? Yeah.
I feel okay. I just feel relaxed, and the music is pretty nice, so I'm doing all right.
Not tired, right? You're not gonna like go to sleep or anything, because that's the thing I didn't want to have happen.
No, I just feel relaxed.
Good.
Okay. Wait. Is it the psychological effects? Music? I don't hear any music. I don't hear any music. But...
She never mentioned it actually. So. Yes, there should be. I think whatever it could do to help relax someone. That was part of the equation somewhere. She's like looking around for her notes.
She's checking her notes. Added music.
I guess we did. We did put music, didn't we? One of those things.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I hope that was it there.
I really wanted them to do polka, but apparently that wasn't very relaxing for everyone. So as you guys come in, and everyone else kind of has an opportunity as the pizzas are put into the pile. It's like a pizza party at the office, right? There's way more pizza than there is for people present. You guys don't eat a pizza piece. Even maybe Sora could eat a whole pizza, but the majority of you don't eat the full pizza, right? There's way more food. Present here. Master Ravel goes over there. He's just kind of starting to munch and like he's already eaten all those sandwich roll things, and he's now eating things. So you guys are free to eat and discuss or talk. So as you guys are lounging here, waiting for the spell to complete. What do you guys want to do?
Evelyn, would you like some pizza?
Allowed to eat pizza?
You are allowed to eat pizza as long as you don't move more than 30 feet away from that spot.
I just hold out my hand for a pizza.
Robert takes it.
I want
he
to stay
folds
very
it, says
still.
say, ah.
Oh, you feed it
Take
to
a
her?
bite. Take a big bite.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so okay, so you take a bite.
Hey, I don't
yeah.
gotta get my hands dirty. I'm cool with it.
So in the end, Roderick apparently feeds Evelyn for her.
And the napkins now he wipes her mouth too and all that between bites.
And then there's poor Lumi in the corner, just kind of like his mushed pizza, and he's just kind of shoveling.
He has it all on a plate now, but it is disgusting. It's not disgusting, but it is like crumpled.
Well, you know,
Lumi
whatever
has-
happened to that one, Lumi? You don't need. We can. That one can be. There's more than enough for everyone here. You could have some of the ones that didn't crumble to pieces.
I was going to
It's
say
fine.
something.
I was more concerned because we failed our mission. We never found Marinos.
You. Oh, what kind of pizza is this then? Where'd you get it from?
I don't even remember the name.
Oh dear. He kind of like
Place
nervously
out,
look. His eyes nervously glance towards Relena just for a moment, like, oh no.
She's like gluten intolerant.
Nobody tell her.
Relena does not. She's not eating.
Order
She's just
pizza.
really focused on Evelyn right now.
She hasn't noticed yet.
Yeah.
I think someone doesn't need to know.
Let me try some of that pizza. And he goes over to Lumi and tries to eat some of the floor pizza.
Ark's gonna grab a piece with a mage hand so not to burn his hand.
Oh, yeah,
If you want, or so it's like doesn't flop down. He'll hold it with the mage hand here and the regular hand. And he's like chewing and talking to the
Magic
cow.
pizza eating.
It's actually decent
Yes.
pizza. It's good. I mean, for most of you probably haven't even had pizza. It's good. It's good stuff. It's not Little Caesars bad. Okay. It's
I've
better.
never had
Thank
pizza
God.
before though,
no
right?
little squeezers.
Yeah, I don't think they would
So
have
where-
pizza in the Undermountain.
Okay. Ark's gonna eat the crust first.
That's
He's gonna approach it like that.
I'm gonna
Why
roll
is there
mine
no
up into a
nuts
little
on
roll
this?
and take a bite.
It's good. Yeah, it's good stuff. It's greasy. Not bad.
Nut-
Delicious.
Nuts
Oh.
would be good on this, yes.
Hey, Carl.
Hmm?
What do you make of that? Not the pizza.
Oh.
No. Outside with our.
What I mean, in my people's eyes, duels can be a thing that occur more for slight against others. I think it would be beneficial to do it if you have faith in your abilities. The way I see it, you have nothing to lose, right?
Right. Yeah. No. It's just.
I don't have context, so I can't give a full what is the word?
I just don't want her sneaking around, stabbing us in our backs.
Whoa, what?
Yes, I think I heard that too. Assassins. Patrick kind of is like
Who's stabbing us in
slides
the
into
back?
pain.
What do you
I don't
mean?
know
What do
if
you
I
mean? What do you
appreciate
mean
that.
stabbing it back? If you don't mind.
That's
I
a
also
bit
have
hard.
questions, but I was more curious. What is a duel considered here?
I'm sorry, a duel? What's
Yes.
happening?
Like
Yeah, duel.
it's like one person fights another for something, for a reason.
One-on-one.
Yes, I know what a duel is. More importantly, what are you talking about? You were only gone for like 10 minutes.
Well, that's all it took. Somebody from the temple came out all the way here looking for a necklace that I took. And now she wants to duel for it.
Holy shit.
The temple under the mountain, by the way, for context, for people who don't know where
Right.
Solent is from.
Right. A cleric from the Temple of Eternal Flame.
Not related to the regicide, right?
No, not
There's-
the
Okay,
spider
and he
assassin
kind of
people.
like
No.
handkerchief dabs his forehead.
She's
Oh, wait, don't mention the regicide if you can.
she's not an assassin anyway, not to worry about it. She went out there, she challenges me to a duel for this necklace, and if I didn't agree, she said she would hunt us down. Fucking, why are clerics so damn difficult all the time? And he just kicks a bit of the pizza on the
She
floor.
was
very zealous.
Sounds
She had,
crazy.
she had this look in her eye. It was very
She's not a bad person. She means well. She's just in her heart. Is just blinded by the temple.
Is that a reason you're holding up that necklace so hard?
Well,
I guess I owe you all a little bit of a background. So I left the temple, of Eternal Flame, after a siege and after my entire, I suppose, squad perished during it. This person that came here came looking for the necklace of one of the fallen. I took it upon myself to take a trinket or something to remember each of the fallen by. See, at the temple, there were no burials, there were no graves. The dead were only remembered by your mind and your heart, and once you died, that'd be forgotten as well. I hated that so much, so I took a little bit from everyone and I left. Here, many years later, Nevrosi found us outside of the mountain, no less, looking for her sister's necklace. She challenged me to a duel just outside that door, and they said if I don't agree, she would hunt us down to the ends of the earth. You know, the zealous nonsense. The problem is I can't blame her. I might have been just like that a couple of years ago myself. I just don't know what to do. Don't really care about honor and the duel, and I can go to hell. Honor's brought nothing good to no one. But she's very misguided, as all of those in the Temple of Eternal Flame. I kind of feel I should correct her somehow. I don't know, just do something, at least.
I don't know.
Did you want some of us to go with, just to make sure there's nothing,
Oh yeah, definitely. No, I don't plan on losing, but, you know,
Of course,
worst case scenario.
And Baldric kind of puts his med kit back into his bag.
I don't care about. Yeah, I don't care about the honor part of the duel whatsoever. Sorry about that. If by some miracle I do lose, I won't. We can all just jump her or whatever.
What about just one question? What about returning the necklace to her?
Sorry, what?
What about returning the necklace to her? It seems like you didn't have to duel if you just gave it back.
That doesn't solve anything. I mean, ideally, I just don't duel at all. I just leave her out there. I'm not even going for the necklace. I don't know. I just feel I should do something, say something. She's her sister, but I'm no less of a brother, not biologically, to Sasha. We were not blood related, but as close as you can get to it. She isn't owed anything any more than anybody else. If I didn't take the necklace, someone at the temple would have, and it would have just become their thing. I don't even know if it would have ever ended up in her hands. They don't care about your sentimentals like that. But now, somehow, she's been allowed to leave. It's maddening.
Is there any way that you could share the necklace?
fair idea.
How'd that even work?
It's not about the necklace. I mean, it is. It's important to me. I'm very just confused myself. I never anticipated someone from the temple coming here.
What will their relationship precisely?
They were sisters. She is her biological sister. that I'm aware of.
And were they close in life?
I think so. Sasha was just a friendly face all around. She spent time with everyone at the temple. I can guarantee you, us, in our squad, the 14 of us were as close as anybody else. But they are blood related, and she never spoke of Nerosi much. Didn't see her much either, so I'm a bit uncertain.
It seems to have traveled a really long way. Or I don't know. It just seems weird.
Sad part is, if I was in her shoes, I'd probably do the same. But I'm not.
Well, I have a little bit more context on her words since I was there listening to it.
Yeah.
I feel that she is doing this for herself, Thorek. She's not doing it for her god. She wants the necklace's sentimental value, the same reason you do, I assume. And so in that you both agree, regardless of your affiliation to the temple. You're both hurting.
Told her. At the very least, put her heart at ease.
There's
If it is...
not a duel to the death, is there?
No. It's not, even if she wanted it to be. I can take it, and if I can't, you're here. Worst case, knock her out, whatever, leave.
Well, what if I believe in honor and don't want to interfere?
Right.
You know what they say, broken wings don't heal overnight. You could be out of commission for days. We have a mission.
That is a fair point. I suppose we can work out some rules of engagement. At the very least, I want to hear her out more.
Yeah, I mean, we have a bright side with this with the spell. Maybe if it works out well, we won't be out of commission for too long.
Well, I assume you're going to be resting here tonight anyway. Well, not here, but in Windheim.
We also have the divine hands of a paladin of Veneer who could just remedy any serious trauma.
I don't.
Well, what was that, Owl?
Nope, I don't. I don't have healing today, so nope.
All right. Well, so we're all going to be there. You'll have me to help make sure no one dies, and Roma will be present too. And maybe I'll be able to learn a thing or two.
I'm not worried about all that. That's the least of my worries.
You're just trying to figure out how to reach her.
Yeah.
How soon is this duel?
Sunset. By the time we get to the outskirts, we should be getting going soon.
We have about, I think, 25 minutes.
It's at this point, Owl, the spell completes.
20 minutes, my bad.
So here's the effects. Owl, you entered into a reprieve-like state. As I mentioned, you weren't allowed to attack anything. You weren't allowed to take damage. You weren't allowed to cast any magic. You couldn't move 30 feet more away, which you didn't do any of these things, right? You didn't do anything beyond light activity, so you ate. That's a light activity, so you're fine. If you remained under these effects for the full duration, the target gains the benefit of a short rest. So you could use hit dice. Anything that got recovered would affect. You got a short rest within 10 minutes.
Nice.
It also has provided you with enough nourishment and water to sustain yourself for the rest of the day. So technically, even though you haven't eaten much pizza, you have now any hunger that you had is gone, as with thirst. Additionally,
write it down.
You gain one hit dice that can be used now, but only can be used when you have in this instance. So it doesn't replenish a hit dice. It basically allows you to roll a hit dice now for free, and you heal the amount on top of the effects of the spell. There is a effect I should let you know about. A creature that is affected by the spell cannot benefit from the spell again, or the catnap spell, the level 3 weaker version of it, more than once per long rest. So,
Fair.
but that's what the effect of the spell does. I'm going to go ahead and throw this into, and in a second here. But yeah, the spell I will be putting into our
Arkelya.
Yeah, I will in a moment here. So some things to note. Based on your guys' rolls and all the things that contributed, it was a pretty moderate success. Relina is ecstatic. Oh my goodness, it works! It worked! Evie, do you feel better? Do you feel healthier? How do you feel? Do you feel dry? Do you feel dirty? Any cuts? Any bruises?
I feel fantastic, and I'm super full. So that's good.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel good. I feel really good. I feel really good rested. Not like full rested, but good rested.
Good. Then the name. I got it. We'll call it Lemir's Lofty Lounge. Oh, I love it. LLL.
That's a great name.
I was a fan of Relina's Rejuvenating Recovery, personally.
No, the lounge.
Lofty
It really
Lounge. Yeah.
it feels very loungy when you experience it.
Lounge.
I was
Yeah.
thinking that it would have
Yeah.
lullaby in the name because it plays music.
So
No,
that's good as well.
lounge. She's right, I think. Yeah.
with that in mind, and I'm gonna throw it into the general chat there. There's the official spell now. This spell it can be learned by certain classes. This is available to all of you now. That can meet those classes. So, artificers, bards, sorcerers, and wizards can learn this spell. It's a 5th level spell. It has a 1 action to cast it. Its range is 30 feet, and there is a consumable cost though to get this effect. So, as not only is it a 5th level spell, but you do need to consume 50 gold worth of pearls. So, but if you do the rough math on this thing can give up to 6 creatures a short rest within 10 minutes, right? And it does not knock you unconscious. So you can actually, in a very intense moment, you will be able to be on guard during it, right? It's really.
You said what's the pearl?
The material is
50
pearl.
gold.
So yeah, it's listed in the Amazing Arkelya channel. So there's a picture. You could grab it there. But yeah, so just I'm kind of canonicalizing it or in the video for our audience because they're ordering too. That's why I'm kind of announcing it out loud. So yeah, it requires somatic and material components, and then it uses a pearl worth 50 gold, or actually not a pearl, it's pearls. So as long as you have even pearl dust would technically work. Just pearls totaling 50 gold will consume it, but then it will let you affect up to 6 creatures. You make an inviting gesture, and up to 6 willing creatures of your choice that you see within range are welcomed into a reprieve-like strait for the spell's duration. The spell ends on a target early if it takes damage, does the attack roll, blah, 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 right? So then it gives you a short rest, it gives you food and nutrition for the day, and water, and then it also gives you a hit dice that can be used immediately for this spell right now, letting you heal a little bit. And yeah, that's... So, with that in mind, it exists! A spell has been made, and now the Arkelya campaign guide! Woo!
So in order for me to learn this, I would have to wait for a level up, I'm guessing.
You would have to get a level up, yeah. This would count, unfortunately, against one of your sorcerer spells that you know. So you'd have to sub one out, or you'd have to dedicate it to it.
But Baldric
can add this to a spell book. Yes. And Baldric
got a new spell, buddy.
Oh yes, Baldric, about the spell that you were showing me, I did mention that I was going to cover the cost for you to learn a spell of equivalent value. If you want, I could supply you the ink to copy this spell into your spell book if you or if you would rather take one of the spells from my spell book and put in your book instead. It's your choice here, so whatever you prefer.
I think I'm gonna take Relina's spell off.
That's gonna be a very long night to stay up for that 5th level. You see, that's a lot of hours of writing a spell in a book. Do I stay up all night?
And he kind of looks warningly at all of you to copy the spell in the spell book.
How long does it take?
It's
Once you learn the spell, can't you just use it?
Isn't
hour
it
per
just 30
spell.
minutes?
It's like an hour
Is
per
it an
spell slot.
hour?
I think it's like an hour per spell
Holy.
slot. Or is it 2
Oh,
hours?
sheesh.
All right, we'll find out. It's not some simple thing.
Yeah, he can spend all night learning the spell and then cast it in the morning.
Oh god! Oh god! It's
It doesn't,
2 hours.
it doesn't do
per-
a level. Yeah, it's 2 hours per spell level. But if we're gonna be here for multiple days, then I could definitely get that spell. Either way, so when Baldric arrives, I'll let him add this spell into his spell book, or let him add another spell from
Ori's.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, all right. And Relina's like, yeah, okay, I'm hungry. What is this? This is not Mariano's.
Oh no.
Oh, you can tell?
No.
I don't even. She kind of like waringly like picks up a slice.
Pretty good.
Yeah, not bad.
Okay, it's passable. Not as good. Yeah, okay, fine. You did all right. All right. But yay, the spell. Okay. Where's my coffee, Mr. Hoots? The owl comes flying in with a new cup. Perfect. Oh, goodness, what a night. Well,
Yeah, good job, everybody.
am.
Pretty
Great
exciting,
job.
Relina. That's pretty great.
Isn't it? It's amazing. We made something. Oh, boy.
Boy.
It's kind of cool to create something new. I like it.
Let's do it again.
Well, I'm
Oh,
kidding.
Glad
wow.
all of this has been. It's been a pleasure and experience. I'm going to go check some things out at the library, so I'll be around. But thank you for your help. And he kind of like goes to like Evelyn, hugs her, and then goes to his granddaughter and hugs her, and then Master Ori kind of bows to everyone else. I will be seeing you all around. And he starts hobbling his way out of the shop, and we're like,
Take care.
Good night.
Take care.
One of these days I will get the hug as well.
You will. You'll get there.
Hmm.
And now it's been like 15 minutes, and you needed like 30 minutes to get there. So you got like 15 minutes of change if you're going to go to the lakeside.
But what do you need to do to prepare, Thoric? We're getting closer to time.
Need to get hyped?
Alright, I'll think back. What do I know of her? Do I know how she fights? What she does?
Okay, let's go ahead and get
a.
let's just do a. We'll make this kind of more of a chance. Actually, we'll make it a charisma roll. Can you just do a charisma, just because maybe if you've been more friendly with her, it'd be more like you would know more about her, right? So just a generic charisma roll for me.
Not history?
Not history. No, history is kind of like for me. It's more like governmental and like books.
World history.
Yeah, it's like book stuff, is what I would say. What was that total?
Okay. 18.
Very good. Okay, so you do know a bit about Novrosi. Novrosi. So the thing is, it's been some years, right, since you've been at home. She was equivalent in strength to you. She is a strong combatant, or was back then. You are stronger now. It's reasonable to assume that she's also gone stronger over the years. She is a generation ahead of you. Maybe your growth is higher exponential, and so you might have caught up to her, if not passed her. But she was near your strength back, a couple of years ago. She is a duelist, is what she happens to be. She is not a strong person. She's an agile person. The rapier that she showcased earlier kind of makes sense. She, what you would expect, has some divine benefits available to her. You've seen her dispatch a couple demons, or the aftermath of it. So you've seen a couple that she is quick on her feet, strikes fast, and is very good at handling one target at a time on her. She's not the strongest soldier at the temple, no, but she is a capable soldier and should be near your competency level. So, yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully that answers that question for you.
Yeah, it does. Does she maybe sneak attacks on time? No.
No, she fought very much like you would expect a paladin to fight. Very front and forward, kind of having extra divine hits when she landed strikes on creatures.
Right.
Dex Paladin.
How do you get radiant resistance? I don't think there's a way to do that. Protection of evil and from evil and good could do the trick.
Nah, that helps you
That seems
against
pretty
certain
good.
creatures. She's a drow. It's not. She's a humanoid, so it won't help you.
Well, she's good.
Okay.
Ah, fuck, you're right.
Yeah, that just helps you against outer planar entities. That's what it does. She, much like everyone, right? So basically, you had clerics and paladins were the people at the temple. She fits much more of a paladin, the archetype. She's a martial combatant that has some divine benefits.
Well, I suppose I don't. There's nothing I can do to prepare.
Are you gonna try to talk to her before or throughout?
That's the idea, yeah. Ideally, it doesn't come to blows, but knowing her, or seeing how she reacted just now, I don't think there's much chance.
Yeah, keep hope, but yeah, you're right.
I
No,
don't
some
even know
people may
what to
not-
say to her. I just so fucking blind. All she wants is the damn necklace and the divine retribution. Fuck! And you just kick something on the floor.
Ow! No, I'm kidding.
No. Sorry. I didn't mean
Dolo, we can use some healing over here.
I don't know. Maybe you can try to give her your perspective on it. I mean, granted, you know, everybody can only take message at their own pace, or if at all.
Yeah. I need time to think, but there is no time, so.
We have a little bit of time while we walk.
You could always just beat her and send her on her way.
That solves nothing. I could just
No.
give her the necklace. I could just never
it was
duel
a-
her to begin with.
I was just gonna ask you, like, how attached are you? Like, what does the necklace mean to you? Like, what's the significance of it?
To me, he'll pull it out of his pocket. He's like looking at it, like running it through his fingers a little bit. It's the only thing I have left from Sasha. The only way to remember her. That, and he'll pull out his shield and he'll point to one of the orcish engravings,
Yeah.
and you can probably summarize that's her name. I don't know how the names would work in Orcish, but just if anything, it's Orcish text.
I can read it. Ha! I forget about that.
I can read all.
Everything.
If I recall, it was a list of names like engraved on the back of
Yeah.
the shield, right?
Right.
Yeah.
12 names.
13. No?
Four-
13?
I think it's 12.
Either Thork is the 14th or the 13th.
I think you're the 13th.
Okay, there's names on there.
Yes, there's.
Right.
And it's over. It's about a dozen,
It's-
right?
Is the amulet magical? The word she used
12.
almost
It's
made
12.
it seem like it was a special item of some kind.
Yes, it is magical.
Oh. Well, that
And you don't
Some
use
things a little more.
that part of it?
I do. I
Okay.
even if it was not magical, I would still. It means a lot to me, as much as
Yeah.
it does to her. If it was anybody else, I'd punch him in the face right then and there for asking for it. But she has as much of a claim to it as I do. Anybody else at the temple, not so much. That's why I'm so troubled. It would be so easy to just knock out someone else. But her sister came and... Damn.
Does she want to bring it back to the temple or keep it for her own keepsake?
I hope it's not the temple.
Well, I would assume that she probably would have gotten the temple's leave to actually leave.
That's what I was wondering.
The
is
temple
how she
probably cares about the amulet for its magical properties and wants it back that way. No?
She's pious. She's definitely going back to the temple. She's gonna spend her life there and die there. I know her. That's why I can't just give it back to her. Gotta show her somehow. Tell her off. There's nothing for her there.
If you lose, does she get the amulet then? Because you said you want us to come in and club her, but I mean, like, are you gonna hold your part of the deal then?
I guess. I don't want her coming after our tails and just having some of you or one of you hurt because of my decision. Otherwise, I would have just... I don't know.
Well, we
yes, if she wins...
Weird that she just came all this way for a memento of her sister, but...
Magic memento. I mean, is anybody decent with illusion magic at least? Illusion magic, huh?
Tricking her won't do anything. She'll just come back again.
It's more time now. We can basically put between her and us, so...
It is not worth it. Much better to deal with it now.
I'm just
getting
giving
the necklace or having her mind changed. I'm hoping I can change her mind. That's what it is right now.
Well, as it stands, then it sounds like the duel will be taking place regardless, and mayhaps in your victory that is assured, you can have a conversation with her under better circumstances.
Maybe you can do bare hands. No weapons.
I have an idea. There's many rules. You can do it until first blood. You can do it until one of you is disarmed. I was hoping to go for that one. None of them should be until you're knocked out. Or dead. I don't intend on killing her. It does nothing for us. And I sure as hell hope I don't get killed either. Looking at you all. It's not the goal here.
Right?
Let's just go and see where it goes from there. I'll just give her a peace of mind. I should have thought about this sooner. I never thought one of them could come, or would come. I never thought the temple would fucking let them leave the mountain, let alone come this far.
What are the chances they let her leave versus her just leaving? Her own?
She's too loyal, pious. The things she called me out there makes me think she's very much still in touch with the temple. She wouldn't leave on her own. If she did, I'd just give her the necklace for free, fuck's sake.
Can we get an update for Kyle, please?
Yep.
Speedrun update. You have Nevrosi, who came from the Undermountain, slapped Thoric, basically called him a traitor, called him all sorts of insults. Long story short, a ex-party member, one of the names on the back of his shield, Sasha, he, from her corpse, took a necklace for sentimental value. Nevrosi hunted him all this way for that necklace. Nevrosi was basically her biological sister, we suspect, and we found out that it is a magical item, and so my assumption is that she used the fact that it was a magical item to be allowed to leave to actually come search for it, but she wants it for sentimental value reasons. During this time, pizzas arrive. We have a little bit of a mishap. We lost a pizza. We ate the floor pizza still because,
delicious.
And then we succeeded in crafting a spell, which is in the Arkelya chat, and you have been presented the option by Master Ori to get this spell for free, added to your spell book.
And you'll have to spend the time on it, though.
Yeah, you'll have to spend the time to it, but he'll pay for it. Or you can pick any spell from his spell book. So you can choose this spell or any spell from his spell book. But this spell's really good!
Okay. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It will take. It's a 5th level spell. It'll take you 10 hours to write it in. So.
Oh man.
But the good thing
Well,
about it is,
kind of
learn
like he's like got to stay up all night to get this.
What's this spell?
It's in the amazing Arkelya chat on the
If you
sidebar.
learn the spell, you can use it the next day.
Okay.
It basically
It
lets you
is
do a
super
short
good.
rest in 10 minutes for 6 creatures. That's what it lets you do.
Oh, we helped her finish her thing. That's what it
Yeah.
was. That's right. That spell. Okay, yeah.
It gives a couple other
And-
benefits on top of it.
Yeah, and you don't have to eat. You don't have to eat or drink, and you get a hit die that you can spend immediately for free as part of that short rest.
Let me read this now. Fill an enchantment and act at the same time. 1 action. 30 feet. Semantic materials that it takes 50 gold. Doesn't have any vocal components, huh? Wow. Really good. Duration 10 minutes. You make an inviting gesture, and up to 6 willing creatures of your choice that you can see within range are welcome into a reprieve state for the spell's duration. Duration 10 minutes, okay. The spell ends on a target early if it takes damage, makes an attack roll, casts a spell, moves more than 30 feet away from where it originally started, or does any activity outside of light activity. If a target remains under the effect for the full duration, the target gains the benefit of a short rest, is provided enough nourishment and water to sustain itself for a day. Whoa, what?
Yeah.
Don't even need food anymore, huh?
Mm-hmm.
But then we gotta spend 50 gold and a pearl a day. That's right. Gains 1 hit dice that can only be used with the specific cast of the spell, and it can't be affected by this spell or catnap spell again until it finishes a long rest. So does this stack with short rest then? You get an additional short rest?
Well, no, you can do this to do a quick short rest,
Yeah.
and then you can still do short rests
Yeah,
in
exactly.
that
So-
period.
Right.
Okay.
So from your perspective as a wizard, this is really good because Arcane Recovery replenishes you half your level. You would regain the 5th level spell slot to cast.
Yeah, but that's
that.
my spell slots.
I'm just saying, like if you had a 5th level spell slot, you would be able to give a short rest to 6 party members for a 50 gold cost. But you also get the benefits of the short rest, and you get an extra hit dice to heal immediately. It's good. It's a good spell.
What do I get? I don't get nothing from them besides a hit dice. They get stuff.
You get your spell slots back from Arcane Recovery.
I do not, because my spell slot goes to replenishing the
But
spell
it's the
slot. I just
utility
use
or
the
whatever.
status
I don't
thing.
care
And
about
I
what.
I don't see a ritual in here. I don't see it saying
What
ritual
would
in here,
it
so I
be?
can ritually cast this thing.
That'd
So
be
it's going to
cool.
take the spell slot that I recover.
Yeah.
Well, so if
Yes,
but
I'll learn
if-
Yes, I'll learn this spell because there's certain people that very benefit from its capabilities.
Busting
yes.
my
All right.
chops. He always busting my chops.
As a aside though, you could stop using this spell because in one level, Eve would potentially have access to the spell because it is a sorcerer spell and it can be taken. So you guys can like
But
split.
would I
share,
take
share-
it?
I mean, you guys should probably share the load. Let's be honest.
We do, yeah. We
So.
share.
We do, huh?
Hey, I've been doing better. I have been
Oh,
doing
man.
much better
Oh,
helping
man,
out
we-
with stuff
Oh,
like
Yes,
the
that.
I
pain.
showed all of my
The pain
spell
that voice.
slots on Tensor's floating disc. Oh yeah.
It was
Sharing
so
the load.
Beyond that, the spell succeeded. This is the spell you guys helped craft. This is the power level that came with it.
Yeah.
And then you've basically been eating and strategizing with Thork about like, well, are we going to do this? Because basically she challenged her into a duel for the amulet. And it sounds like he's going to go through with it. And he would like you guys present in case anything goes wrong. And it's going to be soon at sunset on the shore of Windheim, north of the Laurels. So basically, you guys are you're literally headed there right now, walking because you won't make it otherwise.
Man, I gotta like I have a spell that's not in the player's handbook. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, it won't be in the player's handbook. It'll be the spell that I made here. I can't believe you're complaining. Why are you complaining?
That's more work for me. Let's pin this thing. How do I
So
pin
much
this?
work,
You
Blair.
can also just
Pin
copy and
message. Oh
you can put it
yeah.
on, you can
pin
put it on the table. You could also just like copy it over to a note card and put it on the table so you have it.
Yeah.
It's
Do you
like
want me
a
to
physical
do
thing.
you want a note card?
Copy text. Yeah, might as well give me a note card.
You can put custom spells in there, can't you?
Everybody should have bags with note cards in them.
right,
Actually, you're
yes.
right. There is.
Yeah.
I thought I might.
Sure do.
Yeah, that's why. That's why I
Oh my
have
god.
So as you
Why
guys are,
can't I paste?
right
Control V.
click it. Right click and then in the description.
I am. It's not letting me. Is this an image or is this
that's
the
an
actual
image.
text?
That's an image. Yeah,
Give me the
unfortunately,
text.
but OneNote does that. That's how OneNote when you have a copy from it always just converts it to an image. Okay, here I can. Okay, it's kind of painful, but I could turn it into the text for you. 1 second.
I just copy and paste that from OneNote.
No, it turns it into an image. So what you have to do is you have to load like a Word document or something.
Can't you like
put it into the Word document,
values
and then I'll copy it again, and then I'll put it again for you. There's the text version.
Hooray!
The formatting's gone. It's lost, like the italics and nonsense. But
who cares about that? That's not going to be on my note card.
All right. Anyhow, so there's the okay. So it would be wise to have some extra pearls available. I think you might have one.
I have one so that I can cast Identify.
You also have another one from the Hydra.
Do I?
Yep, there was a spell book that was picked up.
Not on my inventory.
Well, someone might want to give you some pearls then, so that you can cast this. So
I got to learn this darn spell.
Yeah, well, presumably we'll have you spending a night on it. So, or sometime.
I don't get any sleep.
Or sometime over the next days if you're staying in Windheim longer.
Oh man. Turn the load, eh?
Okay.
I am unable to learn it at this time.
So as you guys make your way through Windheim, is there anything you would wish to say? Any words of encouragement to Thorak? Anything like that?
What words of encouragement? He stole the relic off of an ally. Who had next of kin. There was next of kin.
I'll correct that now.
It's a magical item.
He didn't steal it off the corpse of an ally. That ally died, and their items were put into an armory, and he stole items from the armory. So he still stole. It was not considered his property, but Thorak justifies it in his head. So I mean, that's Thorak's interpretation of the matter. But he's not contesting the fact that he is taking something that was.
Words of encouragement.
The context for there is that she is the biological sister, but the connection the Sasha, the deceased person, had with Thorak was as close as you can get to brother and sister. As well, just they weren't biologically connected.
I was hoping for some romance, some spicy, like, how dare you leave me back there? Don't you realize we have a son? Something like that would have been awesome.
It could still happen, you never know.
Enemies to lovers, haha.
All right.
Anyways.
Is that your love interest?
Wait, so are they dueling to the death?
Yes.
No. She mentioned she would not. She just needs to subjugate him. And Thorak has conferred to you all. He will not kill her. At least that's not what he's saying to you. He might change his mind in the fight. We'll find out.
Yeah, Thorak, if you like, I'll take her.
So, with that in mind, as you guys make your way through Windheim, and you cross the northern bridge, exiting the inner city, and you make your way into the Laurels. And you haven't been here. It's too recently. The Arcane Annex is somewhere like around this space. So I guess you kind of were there, but you're at this intersection right now, and you're heading north, right? You go towards the shore. Why is it not letting me? Oh, because I'm like so far. Oh yeah, it's just because it's so near the edge. Anyway, you head north. And you move through the non-official street, and you're on the shore of Lake Alea. All right, so where was this?
Out of that.
Actually, you know what? I don't want to use that. That's just a little too potent. We'll do this.
Lemir's loftily lounge. Loftily.
It should be lofty. Lofty. Maybe I typoed it.
All right.
Yeah, you typoed it.
Oh, yeah, it should be lofty, not loftily.
Loftily.
All right.
I better fix that in my fucking shit too. Then crap, my bad.
Unbelievable.
Lofty. Okay.
What kind of inviting gesture is it?
That's for you. I mean, it was. From her perspective, it was supposed to be like come here or like whatever you can interpret. You're allowed to spend that, right? My mind when it was created was come here. It's like have a banquet, have a feast, right? So There was a possibility, depending on your roles, that there would have been like spectral food that you guys would be able to participate and eat in, but didn't quite get that. So instead, you get the jazz.
What?
You get the jazz music and such. But
we didn't get the best that we could have gotten. Is that what you're saying?
You didn't. You would have to have gotten perfect rolls in all 5. And one Baldric,
What would be perfect
one
scores?
Baldric did not pass his roll. He had a plus 12, and he was the only failure.
Wait, what happened?
So what were if we had gotten all over 20 or whatever?
Yeah,
what would have been? We would have gotten.
The options were lower the spell level, make it cheaper, or make it heal more. And then, I mean, technically, the aesthetic was, I was thinking that would say, like, yeah, you could eat food, but, like, honestly, you're allowed to choose that kind of theme. That's really small in the end. So any caster could be like, oh, my interpretation is that you are having a bunch of pole dancers, right? Like, if you have, like, a very sex-active bard, they could make it very, like, stripper club-oriented, I guess. So, like you can flavor your spells, right? You get to choose what your spell does. So I guess, honestly, that's in the player's jurisdiction. My mind always had it be like, it's like a banquet hall, almost like a miniature feast spell. I can't remember its name right now, but kind of like that's what I thought. And you're kind of like lounging with cocktails and spectral waiters going by. I'm like, yeah.
Oh, the hero's feast, yeah.
That's what I had in my mind when it was made. But you do you. You get to decide what you want with it. And there was possibility of more power. Somehow I was going to find more power depending on your guys' results. It's strong. Your 4 out of 5 successes made it a strong spell. It's good. It's definitely a very good spell. Especially, I'll put this, especially in Arkelya, where healing magic is very limited, right? So,
That is a healing spell, technically.
yeah, it helps you.
Oh, my shoulder. Oh.
Okay, so, and technically that would stack with a bard's. If you had a bard, they could do their
Song of Rest.
Song of Rest with it. Yeah. So you would then heal it. Okay. So you guys make your way on the shoreline, and as you're getting there, the sun's not crested down yet, right? But you can see to your right, there's clouds kind of coming in, and then to the west, there is that orange hue starting to spark in the skyline, right? And it's mostly quiet, not too much conversation between all of you, and Thor. There's kind of like a tension, kind of like in the air. A little bit of uncertainty is kind of happening here, and it's around here, like when you're kind of like making your way through, that Evelyn, you hear a crack, like almost as if like a piece of glass just kind of drop and fell, or like a mirror. But it sounded like it kind of came from behind you. You kind of like look over your shoulder behind you, and you don't see anything behind you, but you swear it's almost as if like glass was shattering or something.
One note. While this is happening, sorry, Thark is gonna reactivate his cloak of displacement.
Okay, you have the
You said I heard what now?
like as if glass was cracking or shattering behind you. Not I wouldn't. Shattering's a little too strong. It sounds like as if a crack was formed into a piece of glass.
When I look around, is there anything like? I don't see any glass or see anything broken or anything behind me. Or...
Not based on your native perception.
I'm looking for it. I need to pack that.
So you guys continue going on despite the weird altercation, and you eventually exit the Laurels, and you can see one figure on the shore. 300 or so feet away from you, right? It's a football field away. You're kind of like, and then it's a drow woman. As you get close, you can see her white hair, and as described initially, she's pretty, she's thin, she's agile, she's wearing chainmail, it's slightly scuffed up. You guys can kind of, like with the connotation that Thoric has and the relationship you've heard, you can see that, yes, it's effectively the same kind of build that his armor happens to be. She looks very similar to himself. However, it does look like she's better maintained. Her equipment looks like it's been properly handled, not patchworked by someone with less cared hands, right? She's got a cloak on. There's a kind of like a pink glow to her hair because the light's still hitting it because the sunset hasn't fully happened yet. And as you guys kind of make your way onto the shoreline, right, you're kind of like on the sand. It's warm, kind of, it would be like a bleached white sand. And you can feel the heat like moving, like radiating through your heels of your shoes, greaves, boots, whatever you guys are wearing. that kind of that sunbathing that's been happening all day. You can feel it coming through your feet. It would be incredibly nice out. It's a serene evening, actually, a wonderful evening to relax in, if it weren't for two things. One, it basically about to be dusk. Two, that cloud front, that storm that's coming from the east towards you guys. There is this kind of recognition that from some of you that you can see that storm front, it's almost consuming half of the skyline. Half the sky is clear, and the other half is this black blanket that's basically obfuscating the darkness to the east, basically.
It's a large storm coming. Also, Thorek, if you lose this, I will not let you live it down. Just saying. Do your best.
As he turns over his shoulder, and you see the duplicate of Thorek, which is also kind of like made of like looks almost like him, right? But there's like almost like a mist of black that kind of oozes off of him a little bit. He looks, and both the duplicate and him look towards you just briefly.
Orak is pretty serious about this. He doesn't laugh, even though I laughed out of character. He's right. I won't either.
Are you okay, Thorak? Like, really?
How could I be? No, of course not.
She looks so
You're trying to talk to her again?
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Can't we
You
just
need a
give
little
her this
extra
item?
edge?
Why do we need this item?
You need a little extra edge.
With it.
Stare at Baldric.
Or I can need a little extra edge and all that.
No, it's.
You sure?
Thank you. I don't know what you're inferring.
You guys are now within 100 feet of her, and it's like as if her elven ears pick up, and she turns over towards your direction, and she sees the lot of you, and there seems to be kind of like a hesitation, as if she wasn't expecting that kind of numbers to show up, right?
I was gonna do something, but I missed my opportunity to do something, so it's fine.
Oh wait, Roderick. Oh wait, yeah, Roderick. Roderick was just saying to Darkman, I can give you.
I was gonna try to cast something on him. Yeah.
How soon is this happening again?
Now.
We said no though, so we believe in you, man. You got it.
We believe in you.
I'm going.
All right, you guys stay here.
I didn't. Just kidding.
All right.
I'll approach her.
So kind of perpendicular to the lake, right? So you can imagine here, right? I'm gonna do a crappy drawing. It's not like we should really care too much about movement. Lake's on the side, right? And we got, Thor. Oh, where's Thor's token?
Did you play the good and the bad, the ugly whistle when they start?
Thorek, you're gonna be here, and I don't have a token for her actually because I never cared to actually get art. Let's just use Evelyn as the opposer right now, right? So she's the true elf in the group. So she's kind of on the other end, and she sees you approaching. The group is over here, right? You guys are like 60 feet away. You let Thorek move ahead to give distance to try to not be intimidating, right? Because you're not intending to interfere. And so that you let that space, which as she sees that, she seems to her guard goes down just a little bit, recognizing that there is at least some integrity that's happening here. Thorek, as you kind of make your way towards her, she looks over to you, and then she moves to position, basically. She goes about 10 feet away from where the shoreline, where the water comes up. The tide is risen, or rising, right? But there's still a good 10 feet between it and you. So there won't be water splashing here, interfering with you guys. And as she gets into position 10 feet away, she then turns towards you, and you can tell, based on the way she's aiming and positioning herself, she has in mind for a place for you to be. Basically be south of her, parallel to the water, right?
All right, and where's the sun?
Sun is west. It's setting.
Detect matter, see if there's anything off.
You are not within 30 feet, but there is nothing unusual within the 30 feet that you are in.
No.
You actually showed up.
Wow.
I'm glad that you at least had that much remaining.
I'm not doing it for honor or for trouble or.
Then why?
I came here for you. You ought to see at least some sense in all of this.
You
came all
stole
this way.
from our armory. We don't have the means to fight these things without those treasures, Thorek.
Even with them,
Without
you don't have the means.
With you out, you present were a man down. Do you know how many people have suffered? Do you know how much misery you've caused from leaving? But not just leaving to leave on your own, but to steal from us to make us weaker? How can you justify this? This is why I know you are no longer us. You're no longer of the light. You're Shadowbringer. And she says that, her hand grabs the rapier and she shing. And she kind of brings it to her chest and she looks down at the blade. I don't think there's much to be talked about here. Let our weapons do the speaking.
He'll put on the necklace around his neck. Tuck it in under the chainmail.
You see that she has no shield, no other abnormal equipment. She has just that rapier. And she takes a kind of a stance where she kind of is like a duelist, has half her body kind of aimed to you, one shoulder, and the other shoulder pointed away. She is actually left-handed, so her left hand has the blade. And...
Ew.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, lefties are terrible. That's all. With fencing and stuff like that. I'm just saying.
No, she's a left-handed fencer, right? So she has it in her
In
left.
the background, you just hear Roderick sighing.
As that again, you can tell like based on the look she has it like where it's almost as if she wants it poetry. She wants you to stand in that spot. You don't have to acknowledge the direction she has, but she wants you to be south for some reason, right?
Son.
It's
this is what honor brought you to this day, to this moment. See, you're here alone. We could have all just attacked you together. Then what meaning is there in your death here than at the temple? What divine protection do you have here that you don't have over there? You don't have any. Not here, not there. She never cared for us. Even with all the armor, even with the necklace. You don't stand a chance under the mountain. None of us do. And it's driving me angrier and angrier by the day to see no one do anything about it. We're a meat shield out there. We're less than human out there. He'll draw his weapon and shield as well.
She does not
pointing it at her.
She does not have a shield. She has just that sword.
Okay. He'll pull his shield out, because I'm using a shield, fuck her. And
who said this was fair?
do you
I'm beating myself.
do you kind of like walk as you're saying this? Do you kind of straddle to the side to get?
yeah, sure. We're doing the little circle thing.
Well, not quite circle thing, but you move to that position, and
Yeah,
as you
I'll
do,
move to the position
as
where
you
she
do,
expects me
you
to be.
recognize the advantage you just lost, because with your back previously to the sun, that light would have been more inconvenient for her, regardless of the sunset or not. It would have put her at a bigger disadvantage. But since you took this position, she thinks you must be like her, struggling against the light, right? Now both of you are equal, with half of your vision being darkness and the other half now being light. You can tell, like, despite your claims, she still has some kind of code, some kind of honor that she's trying to abide by. But that makes sense. Of course she would. She's still one of them. Like the old you, right?
Yeah. I vow to you, here and now. I'll find a way. And I'll come back. And I'll save the Undermountain. But not because of honor, and not in Drabalo's name. I'll do it for me, and I'll do it for our fallen brothers and sisters, and I'll do it for all of you who are still blind.
You speak of blindness as you scurry through the dark, while I am sheathed. And as she says that, her hand kind of not running against the blade, but hovers about an inch over the blade, and the blade becomes golden and luminescent. I am sheathed in the light. She pulls the sword
Okay.
to her, like, set to her chest, and it's parallel with her, right? It's a straight line. And she begins to say a mantra. I am his fate and claw. I am his eyes and sight. The sanctity is presented by me and mine. We safeguard the innocent. You will know these words, but you have forgotten. And now you are nothing more than a defiled creature of darkness. Look at you. It clings to you now, the shadows, trying to hide from what you should be. And she points the blade at you just momentarily. There's like 30 feet away from you. She can't attack you, right? She points the blade and you can tell she's referring to your magic item. But it doesn't matter. I am on the side of justice and right. I will bring you down to your knee and return home to make sure that there will not be more death and misery in this world. And at that, she puts her right hand behind her back, gets in her defensive duelist stance, as if she's saying, I'm fully ready.
Okay. Thorik's gonna drop his warhammer, and obviously...
Okay, before you do that,
Uh-huh.
before you cave and summon that sword, there's a thing that you recognized here, right? A part of you just says, she's calling you out, right? A part of you says that, like there's a voice in your head. How dare she, right? How dare she say these things to me? She doesn't know. She's accusing you of using darkness. And part of you is like, yes, use the darkness. I know what it gives me. But there's a part of you that's resisting that. You can feel a part of you resisting that. For some reason, here and now, a part of you doesn't want you to do that. It's like as if you buried that really deep down inside of you to not rely on such gimmicks. Before you can even take that action, though, your eyes kind of go wide as you see weird imagery in front of you. As you see her, you see the parallel, the line of where you are, the shore to your side. You can see the waves kind of coming up and receding out. And all there's sound out there besides her and you talking and one audible noise out there. The waves. And there's kind of like almost like a heartbeat or a rhythm, as if breathing. The water sounds like breathing. And you see that where you guys are now, the two of you, the line that you're making with you, your back towards Windheim, towards the surface, her back towards the Medan Mountains, your old home. She's the old you, the you from a long time ago. You could have been this person, like this. She represents the old you. And is that why you're hesitating to use that darkness? Is that your power or is that something else's power? There's these questions that kind of are countering you for this brief period of time. But there's more. You see, in this line here with you and her, the Medan Mountains, your home, the old tradition in front of you, right? What do you look like from her perspective, right? A moment in your mind asks, what does it look like from her perspective? And then you also see to your left side, even though you're not looking to your left, you're looking at her, but you can kind of see with your peripheral the oranges of the light. And literally where you are now, straight above you is a line of clouds that goes northward and darkness. You're at a junction, Thorik. Here, this is the crossroads. Light on one side, darkness on the other. Old and new. And all this, somehow, at this moment, this hits you here, and it pauses you just for a moment, and there's something inside you saying, do it. Show her what we've earned. But part of you, that old disciplined you, is like, we don't need that. But it is your choice. But somehow, you're awestruck here just for a moment to see all this imagery in front of you. And you hear, still now, that inning, out and in, the receding and outwarding of the waves to your right.
It refers to the spell I'm about to cast, right? Or he wanted to cast.
I'm assuming you're going to be trying to cast a bonus action spell.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what that seems to be referring to. It's saying, yeah, use that. Use the gifts that we've earned with our power.
Are we? What? He seems a bit more hesitant. He turns his head for a moment. He wants to focus and think inside of himself. What?
You recognize you don't have that time. You can't. It struck you in just like half a second here, and you see there's a hesitance. And you have to make a decision, but unfortunately I can't allow you to take more time because she will definitely attack. You can see that sun is starting to crest down now, and that will be the tumbleweed moving through. That will be that drop of water that will start this. It's within a second of time here. This will happen.
Right. He will use a bonus action,
so
but he will not cast the blade. He will instead recall his dropped weapon back into his hand, because he's an Eldritch Knight. Take a deep breath. I remember the lessons taught at the temple. I remember our struggles and our virtues, and I uphold them still, just not in his name. And he'll point the weapon in his hand towards her. And he's essentially mimicking what she is doing. He's ready to fight.
Okay, as you make your challenge back, your proclamation. And then the sun crosses the horizon, and the two of you dart at each other. Please roll initiative.
It's high noon now.
It's high noon.
You gotta play the good, the bad, the ugly whistle.
Ooh, that's good.
Wah, wah, wah.
Uncle's eating popcorn he picked up on a stand from the way here.
All right, what'd you get?
I got a 17 minus 2. That's a 15.
Okay. She barely beat you. She did not roll well, but she has a +5. But she beat you.
Bitch.
So she gets to go first. Somehow she gets to go first. Yeah, she did not roll well. But
okay.
Yeah, that -2, man, that hurts. Oh man, you would have won. Okay.
I got everything else good. I was expected.
All right, so yeah, the tokens really don't matter. I was just trying to describe the scene here for you. Okay, so
well, now that sun is down, it doesn't matter anymore. I was gonna do exactly what you did at the start and have the sun at my back, okay. But it went down, so none of that.
So as the light crests, and it's now just you and her, right? And this is going to be a weird exchange that I'm going to have the two of you go through. We're going to go ahead and roll through the combat. But while this combat is going, we're not going to delay the combat. We're going to see who wins, right? But while it's happening, there is going to be a conversation that you and I will have that's occurring at the same time, okay? So, but we'll do the rolls now. We'll find out who the victor is, and then we'll have that conversation. So, with the blade, her rapier glowing gold, she darts towards you. You lift your shield up and you charge at her, and you attempt to swing, and there is a flurry of strikes, both of you. The sounds of metal and steel scraping, clanging off each other, sparks flying, grunts and moans, pushing and kicking, sand being kicked up, rolling and dodging, Dark Souls to the 8th degree as you guys tumble around each other, desperately fighting to claim victory here. The old versus the new? Or not fully new? So she strikes first, and in the flurry of strikes, she manages to attempt to equip you. So, with that in mind, she does her attacks. Okay, so that's almost going to 100% hit. Sorry, I've looked at her in a very long time. Okay, yeah, that's like a 24 to hit. So first attack hits. Second attack is 16, so that misses, right? Because you're like, what, 18 AC?
18.
Yeah, okay. And then her third attack. Another.
3.
Another. So she misses twice. The lands 1. Okay, so 1 hit. Oh!
Cloak.
So I have to. So first attack is a miss actually, because the disadvantage. So the second attack has another. So she's gonna miss the second attack. She'll miss the second attack. But before she does that, actually, I need to fix something. I forgot about that now, and I'm not gonna screw myself like I did against the Hydra. So we know the 3 rolls. So we'll keep that, okay? I'm not gonna re-roll that. But there's something I need to say here. So the first attack, it goes wide, and you see that she's kind of confused, and her eyes are blinking, and she. Of course she would use darkness, but that means nothing against me. His flame is here, and she clutches at her holy symbol as she pulls it out from under her neck. And much like certain paladins, she suddenly would have advantage against you now. Oh, it's paladin!
Wait, what?
Certain paladins, Oath of Vengeance can get.
Right. But advantage and disadvantage cancel each other out.
Yeah, so now she's doing a flat roll. So the second attack would be a flat roll, which misses. So she has a third attack, which is now a flat roll. So that's why I wanted to.
Third attack.
Got it.
Yeah, she gets 3 attacks.
Vial of enmity.
Plus 17. She misses all 3 attacks. Oh, barely misses all 3 attacks.
Dang.
So with that, and you recognize, like, there's a brilliance light as she grabbed that holy symbol, and it kind of momentarily blinds you. And you see the shadows of your illusion, the illusionary you, kind of dim in. And the real you is kind of peppered with light, as if it's easier to see you, almost kind of like a guiding bolt permanently on you. And she attempts to strike through, but you manage, despite this, to block and push her back. Now it's your turn. Her turn ended.
All right. Likewise, I'm going to use 3 attacks.
Okay.
Just flat out from left to right. Okay. Lowest is 13.
Miss.
23.
Hit.
21.
Okay. Interestingly enough, as you have that 21, she almost manages to parry it, but doesn't. So you have 2 hits.
Okay. Fuck, I have to do not Shadow Blade damage because I'm a melon.
Yeah, if you're using your maul, it's a D8 plus your strength mod. You do have your elemental axe of War Slaying, but you said you brought your maul, so...
Yeah, my War Axe... Okay, sure.
The War Axe has a +1 to hit and damage rolls. Just.
Oh, I'm an idiot. I also... Okay, that's fine.
But yeah, I guess we're doing the War Maul. Alright.
Yep.
Problem when you have many weapons.
It's a 9 on the first hit.
9
Just
damage.
fighter things.
Just fighter things.
That's 2 times 9.
Alright, so 18 damage total.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's time for a kid rebuttal to her.
That's solid.
Of course, you're using darkness.
Alright, anything else in your turn?
Yeah, he's gonna speak.
We'll do the conversation. Well, if you want to do like a mid-conversation one, sure. Why not? If you want to talk. But there's a whole conversation that you and I will have after this fight.
After the fight? Okay.
After the fight, yeah.
It's retcon for in the fight with your swords hitting. That's the conversation you guys are having and hitting each
other. Fight first, then. Sure.
Yes, and that's going to dictate how the conversation
there
goes.
could be like, comments that you would have beside it, but it's as if you're the fighter spirits, the two of you, and clashing weapons here. There's a conversation, internal monologue is occurring. I guess I didn't narrate that very well, but that's what the idea happens.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah, okay. Well, hey, my
anime.
twin knows what I meant.
Anime, yes.
I can't believe you would use that technique against me.
Johnny!
Alright, so is that anything else in your turn, or is that it?
That's it.
All right,
I'm a fighter, lol.
So in that, you manage to clip her twice, and she's swept off her feet, and you manage to slam down, and she rolls to the side, but it kind of clips the side of her thigh, and it hurts her. Ah! But she rolls back to her feet, and now it's her turn again. And she lashes out 3 times against you. Okay, so it's flat roll for the first. That's a miss. Natural 3. That's a hit. Okay, so because it's natural 14.
What did she roll though?
Oh, you're right, because you could shield. 25.
Let it go.
No, not 25. Sorry. 23 is what she rolled.
I'm gonna shield.
That means that
Or actually,
it matches. She would beat you.
Okay, then I don't.
Okay. And then the last attack will have advantage. Even higher, plus one higher.
Wait, how does she have advantage? It hurt. Oh,
because his cloak has dropped
gone
from the
now,
hit.
and now it's
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
So she has 2 hits. All right. So when she lands the hit, you feel that there is a bite of steel poking into you, as well as a flash of radiant energy striking as well. But not a divine strike. It just seems to be like an extra radiant damage dice is added to the roll. So the first attack would do 4 radiant and 7 piercing. So 11 total for the first. I will since you don't have anything that will prevent this, it's gonna be full. I'll start doing full for you, but I just want you to be aware there's some radiant not. And the second attack to hit you is 16 damage on the second. So the second strike was much more higher damage. So she managed to get her 2 attacks into you. And so there's a counter effect, and so now you're chipped down just a little bit. And now it's your turn to rebuttal during this flailing hailstorm of blows from one to the other, one to the other.
Tink, tink, clank, bang! Sparks flying.
She's using light. She's cheating. The back of my mind is telling me just use the blade. Why wouldn't I?
There is. I was going to narrate that. The longer this fight goes, the more and more, especially if you're taking damage, the more and more potent that voice becomes. That gnawing. That you could end. Like I was going to do this around round 3. That it was going to say to you, effectively, eventually on, you're going to hear like this kind of almost compulsion saying to you, you can end this in 1 turn. You know you can. You saw what you did to that Hydra. Use it. Use me, is what it will say to you. Use me. Finish her. Don't hold back. We're kind of shortcutting, unfortunately, but this is what it was going to say to you. Yeah.
So I will roll, and I will speak at the same time. Not in character. He's having the opposite effect on him. He was more inclined to use it until he started hearing those. 16 lowest.
16 misses.
19?
19. That would hit. She parries the strike with her reaction, and then she counterattacks you with a 4th attack.
Wow.
That misses, though. So
Yeah.
you managed to... So you parried it back, but you noticed that it would have hit. It would have hit her, but she manages to... And then lunge in, and wow, that was pretty cool.
Okay, and a 27 does hit.
27 hits, yes. 12 damage, okay. All right.
Slugfest out there.
Oh, it is. And you guys,
Hearing
the
this.
sidelines, you guys are, you're seeing, this is going on several, dozens of, several iterations of 6 seconds, right? And there starts becoming this heaviness inside you. Like, of course Thor can, especially like a cause. Like, I've dueled him, he's strong. There's no way this person would beat him. But you're seeing that it's really close. It's really close, really, actually. Like, Thor, you've gone like 30 damage, and she's gone like 30 damage, basically. Like, it's neck to neck right now.
I'm gonna anime on the sidelines.
Yeah, the one thing is that she got a strike. She got a strike first. So that's a very big advantage, right?
He's holding back. He's not using it.
Oh, shut up! He's holding back. I mean, I guess he is not using his Shadow Blade. You're right.
Yeah.
He's
My class says that. That
Alright.
was real.
Okay, so first attack.
Throw in the
is-
chromatic orb!
All right,
I mean, it's the whole magic arsenal.
21 to hit.
Aren't you a
I'm gonna
magic
shield
house?
here.
Okay, you'll shield that one. All right, so that holds, and then your AC is now 23. Okay,
23.
that's a natural 1, so it's a miss. And the last attack.
Ugh.
Oh, no, it's higher. That's 25. 25. So she hits you with at least
That will
1.
indeed hit, yes.
All right. 12 damage. Partial radiant, partial piercing. Sorry, add +1 physical for each of the hits. So there's an extra 3. She has a +1 weapon. I forgot. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Double checking. Yes.
Unacceptable.
Yeah, she does. She adds 6 to her roll, not just adds 5. So there is an extra 3. Okay, so then that's her turn. Her turn ends. You are aware that she has that riposte ability she can use to help stop one attack, if it would make a difference. Kind of similar to your shield.
Yeah. So, he's thinking, he's focusing in his mind. What is this? So, I'm going to ask you.
This would be the turn. It would be my design was turn 3, was when you were going to feel this compulsion, like whispering to you internally. You're hearing it. It's just like,
The urge.
why are you holding back? It's like in your own voice. Why are you holding back? We can finish her right now.
Do
you
it.
have the literally do it. Not quite do it, but not
Do it.
Palpatine, but
She clings to the light. Let's show her what we can do.
it's very whatever you want to put. It's like that. I totally lost my thunder because you started advising that you were, but yeah, it was going to be this. God damn it!
I think everyone's digging this right now, man. This is awesome.
So it's not. You said I was stuck on the we. We can do this.
Yeah. So it's weird as this fight's going on, and you're having that. For everyone else, we're seeing this flare of blades, and then there's like those that are familiar with you. They see you guys going at it, and the people that know you know you're not using your full abilities. Usually, some of them you did use arcane. You used a shield. You are using your cloak. But you're not using your Shadow Blade. They know how powerful it is. They do know that you're not doing everything to your power. So there is a awareness of like, why isn't he doing that? What's the means, right? But to your perspective, there's two things. There's two conversations. One between you and her. And there's another conversation in your mind between you and whatever this other thing is. And it does use terminology of use it and we. It refers to plural, and it sounds like you talking to yourself, as if you're arguing into your own head. And you recognize it's almost as if there's like, this fight's not a fight of physicality. It's a fight of ideals, is what this happens to be.
It is me.
Yeah, and part of your life is like as you're like, no, I've gone past this. I'm right. They're wrong, right? You're starting getting angry about the injustices you've seen and bear witness. But some part of you hasn't given up, and you thought you convinced yourself of that. Somehow, her presence here has awoken that spark just a little bit inside of you. And it's causing you turmoil, which is making you hesitate. And you recognize this, and because of this hesitation, she's landing strikes into you. But oddly enough, you guys are still neck to neck. You're doing about as much harm to her as she's doing to you. But you could stop it, and you could win right now. You know you could.
Fuck, that's not what I'm doing here. I know I can beat her. He doesn't want to beat her. He could have just had everyone jump her. This is not what it's about. It's about showing her that it's not... it's not darkness. He's not going to use the dark sword. It's not going to be light either. I'm nerfing myself so fucking hard here. But okay.
A little bit.
He will cast a spell. He will go back to the way he was fighting back in the Undermountain. I will cast Booming Blade.
Okay, make your melee attack.
She's an important one. That's a 16.
16 natively misses, but does not allow her to do the reaction to riposte, unfortunately. She can only do that if it was going to hit her, and then she increased her AC.
Fortunately, it misses and she can't do anything about it.
Yes, it benefits him because she cannot get the other attack.
Crazy. Holy crap.
Yeah. It was such a good animation because Thor could be like, okay, we can see him like struggling. Like, if I can't do this, then I'll do that mechanic, right? You're going to different stages of your life, and now you're trying to do this like post leaving the temple early on in your career. You're using the booming blade, and that misses, right? And now it's her turn to attempt to attack back.
Oh, I have a bonus action.
Oh yes, you do. It doesn't have to hit, right, to do it.
I don't get it. Am I a level high enough? Fuck, forgot. Yes, I can do the attack.
You could do that attack if you want, or if you have something else in your bonus action, you could second one if you want to.
Yes. Because I am level 11, I can. I will just do a regular attack as a bonus action.
Okay, so not second winding yet. Got it. Okay.
It used to be, or not used to be. I was thinking of
That one.
Okay, that one.
Yeah, she can't punish that one either. All right, so you swing, and there's some crackling energy across that blade. And you swing your, not blade, maul, and it thunders by, and she ducks underneath it, and there's like a thunderous wave that she manages to barely go by, but her eyes are wide because she knows if that hit, pretty much would have decided the fight, right? How much damage that does. And then she lunges towards you. Ching, 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 ching! First attack. That is 24. 24 to hit, which you couldn't shield.
Hits.
All right, so then she has advantage in the second attack because of the, that's a 27 actually to hit. And then the last attack.
Actually, sorry. Can I use my reaction? I can't have reactions.
You still can use your reaction against the first attack, yes.
Still have the necklace. Use the reaction from the necklace.
Okay, do you want to do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, I did have that advantage roll. So, let me do the damage first for the first hit. Okay. So you would take. Oh gosh, that's a heavy hit. 19 damage. It's almost was max. And then you use your reaction to, after you get hit, right, you do the amulet. So she needs to make a con save, right?
Yes.
And it's
Constitution saving throw 13 DC.
Natural 19, she passes. But it still does some radiant damage to her, right?
2d8. Half of the 2d8.
Okay, yeah. So you do. It won't blind her. That would have been really good for you.
Well, still okay damage. So that's 6
That's
radiant damage.
you cut it in half already?
Yes, that's cut in half
all
already.
right, 6 damage. Okay. Then she would do her second attack, which was a 27 or something. So that hits you. And then the last attack would be advantage. That misses. Because that's 18. So yeah, you managed to miss the. So another hit. So 2 hits this time from her. Take an additional 11 plus 6. 17. Take an additional 17 damage. And in this point, you're getting closer. I know you're near it, but you're not at that point. But that it's stronger. Why are you hesitating? We are stronger than her. End this, Dork.
There's no we. It's just me. First, I will. Okay, I will do a regular attack. 3 regular attacks at her. Okay, something very specific has to happen here for this to work. 18. Sorry, that was a 9.
18, she will riposte that one. Her AC 17, she gets extra, so she will counterattack. So she stops the hit. She misses. That's a natural 3. No, she has advantage because does your cloak restart at the start of your turn or at the end of your turn?
I think it's either way. I have it.
If it's the end of your turn, she would have advantage on this attack. Actually, that's why it's important. Items. I'm looking.
Until the start of your next turn, cloak
so
is
then
active.
your cloak is alright. So then it misses. Okay. It's really good because if it was at the end of your turn, then she would have advantage on these riposte attacks. Okay.
Okay.
One miss.
So then it's going to be a 1 hit and then a 15. That's miss.
Okay, so 1 hit. Okay, go ahead and do damage.
9.
9 damage. 6 plus 9. It's close. She's almost bloody. You can see that she's starting to get winded.
This is the moment. All right. Action surge.
When you think that, a part of you is like, no, we need to use it with it.
Nope. I'm using it, and I'm going back to my roots. I'm doing a booming blade here.
All right, booming blade strike. Go ahead and roll that attack.
The most important roll of this entire fucking game for me.
Do you have an inspiration? If so, use it here.
Oh! Oh, it's so good! It's so good! His stubbornness is making it possible! Oh, it's so good! Alright, so you, once again, and you swing, and she manages to, this time, she sees it after she gets hit, and she recognizes she won't be able to dodge it. So instead, she comes into you and blocks it, blocking your strike from full force, and the energy's close to her face, and she's like, ugh, and she pushes it to the side, and the energy dissipates off into the sand, and you see sand explode up, and there's like a thunderous strike. Kind of like that Templar in that Elder Scrolls video where that girl has that green energy and he kind of like hand palms it to the side. It was like that. It's like boom!
The fighter.
Alright, so that was your action surge. You have your bonus action still.
Bonus action, he's gonna use second wind.
Okay. Roll that d10 and add 11.
Actually, what's my health at? I'm not gonna die. Oh yeah, I have to. I'll do it here.
How much does he get?
15 health back.
That's good. That really helps you. All right. So that's everything on your turn?
Yes.
All right. So as you do that, something inside you seems angry. This new you or that you. Why? And it's almost as if it's yelling at you. Why are you doing this? We are right. They are wrong. Then she comes and tries to get her attacks on you. That's a miss. Natural 5. Second attack. Natural 17. That's gonna hit. That's like a 26. And then
yeah.
It has advantage. Okay, so natural 19 or maybe the crit. No crit. Natural 19. Okay, so she has 2 hits. 14 damage from the first hit, and second attack. And another 18 damage, so 14 and 18.
14 and 18.
Yep.
Thorak is going to slightly begin to waddle and lose his footing. He's dropped below 0, but because he's a half orc, he gets back on 1.
Oh shit!
1 hit point.
Rachel kicked it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think this is GG, boys.
Oh shit!
We'll see.
Hope potion.
Get 3 more attacks,
You
man.
still that cloak still helps you. We'll see. So she might miss her next attack. It's completely possible.
Just crit these.
How
Crit would go
how
on.
rough is she looking right now? You said she was
Bloody. She's
low
about
to-
halfway.
Okay.
But she does not have that
He's a
orcish
one.
feature. Going first really helps her. Really helps her. Okay, 3 attacks.
3 attacks. There's no point in booming blading because I can't move, otherwise I'll go unconscious. Oh no!
Oh,
That's 22.
She can't repulse that. So, with that in mind, you do land a hit.
Good damage.
Gotta take that necklace off your body.
15.
15. Well, that is good
No,
damage.
14.
14. Okay, she's definitely bloody.
That's not-
She's definitely bloody. Ugh! She will attempt to attack you. Miss. That's an
Big bucks
18.
no whammies.
That's an 18. It misses.
Big bucks, no whammies.
22.
Shield.
Okay.
Shield.
3 misses.
oh.
What is this?
Maybe I can. That's a bonus. No, that's an action. Bonus act. Fuck. If I cast spells, I don't have anything for this. Wait.
Wait.
Dig deep.
Dig deep.
I don't think Radiant counts. No, it doesn't. Never mind. Okay. So it's going to be his turn again.
Okay.
He's barely standing.
God.
Yeah, that's all he can do. He will do the 3 attacks.
A
Embrace the
part of
full
you
fighter.
tells you, use it. Stop, Thorik. Come on. She's using the light.
Use me! Use me, Thoric!
He's getting angrier and angrier with his attacks, almost recklessly so. Fucking hell, 18?
She will try to riposte that one.
Come on, cloak.
He still has the higher AC because of shield, though, right?
At the start of his turn.
Cast it during my turn.
Fucking, it's like a 19, no, 20 total.
20, shield again.
Okay, you stop the riposte.
Okay,
I'm
the
pretty
damage
sure
here.
shields ends on the start of your turn, Kyle.
Oh.
Yes, this is a new one, a fresh one.
Yeah.
So you'll keep it. You'll keep it.
Okay. So this is a +8, I think. Wow, I'm flustered. Holy shit. I've been doing this +7, so that's 8 damage.
8
And then
damage.
a 19 also hits.
A 19 will hit, and she can't riposte that one, so you have another hit. So, what was that? You said it was 9 damage on the first hit?
9, just 9, yes.
What'd you roll on the dice? You rolled a 1, didn't you?
Oh my
1,
god,
yeah.
no.
And I rolled it again. I rolled a 1 again, so it's
And
a
you're adding 8 to your roll? Don't you only add your strength plus the duel? Oh, you're adding. So wouldn't that make it an 8, not a 9? Because you're using your maul, you're not using your axe. The axe is the +1 damage. The maul does not get the +1.
Wait, so War Axe.
The War
plus
Axe.
eight, so
You
it's a
corrected
5.
yourself.
What?
It's 8.
Hold on. So I get a plus.
Your
hold on,
maul.
7. It is 7, so it's an 8. Yeah, you're right.
Okay. All right.
I've been looking at the War Axe now.
So it's
I have been adding 7, I think.
It will have, we'll have to let it be. It adds 2 8s. Is it 16 damage?
Yes, that's it. These items, potions are actions, right?
I'm like 183.
Potion is a bonus action.
Yourself.
I have a health potion.
Yeah.
Can I drink a health potion?
You can drink a health potion.
I'm gonna drink a health potion. What
Okay.
the fuck is a health potion?
I don't remember which ones you have. So you might have a normal, you might have a greater. Depends on what the party
It
gave
says
you.
it says 60 gold.
That's probably a normal. But I'm just wanting to check to see if the party's given you. Yeah, I only see. Oh, actually, I don't have any healing potions on my check for you. I must not have recorded it. So it's probably a normal healing potion. Yeah, the only
I think
potion
the
I do
price
track.
gouge healing potion. Plus,
I tracked that potion of
expenses.
True Sight, but I didn't track your healing potion. So, but yeah, if you have a normal healing potion, yeah, it's 2d4 plus 2. And that would be about 50 gold.
For my entire inventory. Yeah, okay. 2d4 plus 2.
Yeah?
Oh, should have stocked up on more potions.
We only keep them for
7.
bringing
That's
people
not
back
enough for
up.
even one of her attacks.
That will be 8. Yeah, because she adds. No, if she. No, yeah, her
The
minimum is still gonna kill you. Yeah, that doesn't change it. All right, her
Oh
turn.
my goodness.
You got
I
this.
still
You
have
got
the
this.
shield from the previous turn.
Yeah, because with the stupid shield, it was a miss anyways.
You, JC. Come on. Come on.
And that's only like a 20, so that's a miss because of your shield. And that's a 22, and that's a miss too because you have a 23.
Shield.
Holy shit!
Oh
Okay.
Do not get posted, Potato.
It's so fucking frustrating to find out it's an Eldritch Knight as an attacking
Yes,
character.
6
He's been at
attacks
1 hit
back to
point
back.
for like 3 turns. Alright, just make a bad roll and riposte. It'll be riposte. That's what's gonna happen.
How about a crit? Wouldn't that be cool?
That's not gonna happen. Actually, there's been no crits this fight. Wow. Been throwing
This is
packs.
Speak into existence. Speak one into existence. Oh!
Whoa! Those are higher
shit.
numbers.
That's
Alright.
a 26 on the first one.
Alright.
No, wait, hold on. Yeah, it is 26.
Okay, so let's do the damage first for that.
4 plus 7,
11.
11.
Solid damage.
11. Okay.
16 to hit misses.
It misses.
And then 15 misses as well.
She
No
can't,
riposte.
she can't riposte it.
How bad is she looking right now?
Oh, she is looking really bad.
It's down to this.
No, I don't have endurance. I used second wind. I used action surge. Indomitable doesn't do shit. I used the amulet. Eldritch strike doesn't do shit. I used my only potion. I think this is it, boys. There's no way she misses more.
Yeah, do you have a shield?
I have shield. I have plenty of shields.
Okay,
Good,
Thor.
good.
So, as this fight's been going on, it's over 30 seconds now fighting between the two of you. The first 6 seconds was just you guys fighting. There was no, like, talking. But as you guys have been engaging each other and trying to flail around and subdue the other, right? This clash of ideals. You hear it. You hear it within her. Doubt. Why? Why would you abandon us? We gave you everything. Why would you leave?
This is during the fight. This is what she's saying.
This is what you hear. This as if like there's a conversation between your. You don't hear it with your ears. You hear it like in you, as if you're like, let's say, soul harmonizing with her or something. You
just
hear her
feel-
lamenting screams. There's doubt in this woman. Doubt that shouldn't be there.
Orak's gonna be a mirror image of that for different reasons. It's like, why has it come to this, of all things, and why can she not see just how
So-
much they've been wronged?
Let's make it like a conversation. She said, why to you? Your rebuttal in character?
Just why?
Why would you leave? Why would you abandon us? You don't have to respond right now. If you're like awestruck and not recognizing it, that's what she says right now. Do you respond?
Why would you stay? After all that's happened to us, there must be a better way.
Do you know what will happen if we fall? How much more will die? They saved us. We owe it to all of them. We die so others live.
I know.
You spit on the hands that saved you.
Those
What?
hands mean only to use us. I'll save us all, regardless of them.
You're so blind, so deaf, so stubborn. If only you could hear him. If only you could still hear his lamenting suffering. He gave everything for you, Thoric. All of it. It wasn't for us. He walked into that flame for you. And now he cries. But of course you can't hear him. You didn't even try, did you? You never put your ear to the flame, did you, Thoric? He's there. Weeping now that he's learned that you've left him to sit in that hell.
I never made him do that. The temple made him do it. And trust me, I hear it. When I sleep, when I wake, every day and night, I hear them still. Not just him, but all of them. I hear them cry out.
Is that him? 'Cause I hear a different voice when I listen to the flame. And when she says that, something behind you, don't listen to her. She's lying. Lying, Thoric. I'm here with you. We are right. They wronged me and you.
You listen. You listen to lies. The same ones that killed him will kill you next.
I will take my responsibility to the grave. I'm no coward! Like you! And that moment, her turn begins. 20.
Just assume my shield.
Okay.
1.
It's not gonna hit. That's like 16. Natural 1.
Oh, what?
we have to embrace here for a moment. Even if he doesn't have any divine guidance in game, out of game, holy shit, Thorak, you just dodged 12 attacks.
Well, you've got to
Your AC is like 23, dude. That's ancient dragon level. Shut the fuck up.
Okay, and you kept that shield. Remember, he's like, I'm gonna keep the shield for this duel.
Yeah, I'm thinking, Jesus, I'm running out of spell slot through all of that. Okay. It's his turn. She's looking very bad, yeah?
Oh, yes.
Your attack rolls have been pretty
Just the
crappy.
sheer amount of freaking.
No, yeah, the attack rolls have been terrible.
Yeah,
So,
real bad.
there are two choices here. There is the choice to, of course, make the 3 attacks, which are objectively more likely to hit, or be more thematic and try to go for another booming blade.
I thought you were gonna say talk about
Or-
jutsu, but okay.
Or cave. Because right now,
No jutsu.
you're at life's front. There's no way she's going to miss again. There's no way if she gets that opportunity again, your luck is out. You know this is it. She will hit the next time, and you know you don't have enough to survive a hit. Come on, Thork. They killed me. They laughed when I died.
You should have said that line sooner. That might have changed the outcome.
She's lying. I'm not there. I'm with you. Together we can right the wrongs. The injustice that Drapano represents. Thorak, use it! Summon the blade! She'll kill you! And then everything!
He's gonna blade, but he's gonna booming blade.
Thematic.
You're going to go with that instead of the 3 swings.
Yes.
Here it is.
die.
This is it.
Do or
This is
die.
it.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh boy.
The best time for a crit is now.
Ooh.
That's a 13. Okay.
She can't repost it.
Bonus
Bonus
action hit.
action.
Go!
Oh! Bonus
Go!
action!
Go!
Oh my god.
At the wire.
Oh my god! Oh!
Does anyone have lucky? Give this man something.
I have luck, but I can't give it out.
Alright. What seems like a very long duel. It's over, man. There's no way. There's no way.
It is a
She's
very
missing.
long
She's
duel.
missing.
He's missing.
She has to hit it once now.
No, she's missing.
Where'd that dice go there?
Hey, you're rolling at disadvantage, right? He's got the cloak of the place.
No, she used Vow of
Oh, right, the
Enemy.
identify, right? Yeah, yeah.
The
yeah.
first one missed though because it's a natural 6.
How many rounds does it bend though? Is that still up?
And that's
a
only
minute
a
or two,
fucking
10
22. It was 1 under. So it's
I
she's
have
got
to
one
also
roll.
deduct
She's got,
another shield.
23 AC.
you have the spell
only-
slots, right? It's a shield.
I have only 1 shield left.
This is it right now?
No, I have after this one.
Oh, excuse God damn it! It's a 4!
Unbelievable.
At this point, they're both like,
Fucking believable is right.
This battleground
Holy
is
shit.
tainted with blood.
they're
Holy
fucking like
shit.
weary, like tired, dueling.
You know,
I think one of them's going to drop.
I could try to chromatic orb.
No, do not chromatic orb, please do not.
It's so fun. This fight is so close. It's so fucking close. And you guys are using everything left and you can't finish each other off. Oh man.
So-
Holy fuck.
It's
Does
sad
she-
and hilarious at the same time.
In her hands, she only has a rapier and
That's it. Her other hand's free. It's no longer behind her. She's lost her poise. She's now desperately just trying to land that last strike. The discipline that she should have has become disparity because she's that close to the edge. Like you, who's been this way for like 18, 24 seconds now.
so she. Do I know of? Fuck. Does she have any ranged weapons? I have Misty Step. I can just fuck off and then throw something at her.
Not that you can see.
Now we're gonna stick with
Just
attack.
javelin
Keep
her.
that shield. Keep the shield.
Respectfully, it's respectfully with that last message.
You just disappear and suddenly have a javelin coming out of the
Before, he's gonna keep booming blading. He's gonna booming blade again.
Oh my god.
Oh, look at
Do it!
That's Thork. Thork's stubborn. But man, it's not. Oh, jeez. I mean, it's your choice. Dude. It's your
For the
choice.
theme.
You only have one.
It's thematic.
You only have one more shield. So if at worst, I have to only last another 2 turns. So at worst.
Booming blade, yes, do it!
Oh,
No!
God.
God!
Dagan, give me your dice.
Alright, you want?
You can give me your
I
dice.
got you. Take
That
the
dice
it
needs to be in
calls
jail.
gold dice.
Oh my god.
Okay,
That's
bonus
nice of you.
action.
Jail already. They should have been there in dice jail.
For the past
Yeah, they
3
should've been there for a
attacks,
while.
both of us have been just spam missing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you've been shielding to protect yourself. She can't. You're lucky because these misses are so bad. She can't even riposte either.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm gonna catch the dice. I want to do something special. I want to roll it across the table.
Alright.
Alright, do it.
The long roll.
16.
It does not hit, and it's not enough to riposte.
What is with that lucky dice call, huh?
It only works for a call.
Dice jail.
Natural
dice jail.
4. Natural 6.
Oh my god.
Another natural
Come
4.
on! Let's go!
Technically, that the 6 becomes. It's not. No, you don't have to shield it. You still have your shield technically. Is that a second level spell
Holy.
slot? Yeah, it is.
Sorry,
because
what?
you could said you can Misty Step.
Ridiculous.
It's screaming at you, dude. It's screaming at you to use the Shadow Blade. It's yelling at you.
Destiny is calling, my man.
Don't do it.
Another booming blades.
The world is demanding.
Ooh. There's clearly a good, a bad, and a in between.
You're gonna take out that sword and it's just gonna
The
hit her.
bad is the Shadow
Roll the
Blades.
numbers. Just
They're
Do
auto
neutral.
attack.
Misty step behind her and do 3 normal attacks.
Pull out your elemental axe. That has a +1 to hit. Stop using them all. You can switch weapons. You can get a +1 to hit.
Yeah, and lose an attack.
Okay.
No, he won't lose any attack. He'll have 3 attacks. There's an option
Would
there
that be a
too.
bonus action to swap weapons?
Nope, no, it's free.
Part of movement.
Okay.
You could do that. You could keep going with Maul, but you do recognize that you both are at wit's end. It's whoever gets the next hit
It's
wins.
one attack.
It's one attack. And there's that part of you that you were trying to rely on that discipline. You recognize Booming Blade's not going to cut it. It's recognized that you isn't going to. The middle path isn't enough. You have to make a choice.
Don't do it. Don't Shadow Blade.
Middle path is not enough. You have to make a choice. Normal
It's
attack
so
is not
thematically great.
example.
The middle path is not enough. You have to commit. Go 3 attacks.
I'll make it enough, or I will die trying.
Oh my god.
So stubborn. Alright.
What is
Baldric, you can read the right, Baldric?
You're booming blading
Fine.
again. You're booming blading again.
So I'm being urged by this thing, right?
Yeah, you
Oh
are.
yeah.
It's yelling.
Friends of the
It's going on a
past.
little longer than the edit would should
It's
let it be.
screaming.
But
He's gonna drop his warhammer.
Don't do it. Don't
It's
do
going
it.
into the ground. This has gone too long. I have to do something.
The axe.
He's gonna do the motion of swinging as if he had a weapon in his hand. And just before striking into her, he will summon the weapon. He will summon the axe into his hand.
now, are you able to bond with multiple weapons or just one? I forget.
It's only 1.
Okay, you can have 2.
Let's check.
Yeah, I
think
don't
you
normally
only
have
have
limit.
1.
I think you can have 1.
You get to-
So it depends on
Yeah.
which one's bonded.
It's definitely a warhammer.
Well, your axe probably would have been the one you would have bonded, honestly, because that one's better. So, but
Oh,
It's 1.
I'm relying
This
on my
is-
brother Kyle to give this rule lawyering here.
You can have up to 2 bonded weapons, but can summon only 1 at a time with your bonus action.
Okay, yep, makes fair. Then so you summon the
axe.
elemental axe, +1 to hit and +1 damage. Not that that probably matters anymore, but you have an extra to hit now.
You're right.
freaking every time Laris sets up a duel, it just gets ridiculously
It gets
out of
spicy,
proportion.
yeah.
Not
these
on
are-
him. This is on fucking God, and not
Mariano's
even in-game
pizza
God.
here, guys.
Freaking no, it's like those noodles.
Are you
yeah.
booming blading? Or are you doing 3 attacks?
If he booming blades, he's going to only do it all on this one dice because he already used his bonus action.
Are you
to summon
booming
the
blading or
weapon.
not? You need to elect before you roll.
God.
I'm
wouldn't even
shaking
get
the
this-
dice. I'm thinking I have to. It's the axe is kind of middle of the road. Am I really gonna?
The booming blade is a technique that you developed after you left. It was.
We'll do the 3 attacks with the axe. Fine.
Okay.
First attack.
You're gonna do it one at a time. Oh, this is suspense here.
Jesus.
She can't repost that. All right, what's the damage? Let's just see the damage, please. 'Cause if you
Where's the
low
dice?
roll,
Where's
it
the
might
dice?
not be enough. But you do get to add.
See, I should have booming. Blade.
But once you gave.
Hey!
Plus 7, 14.
That's it.
That's it.
Without using the blade.
You've done 100 damage to her. Her health is 94.
Oh.
That attack did it.
No, finally.
Those
shit.
shields, man. It's really hard to get through that, even with advantage. Oof.
I know this has to be said beforehand, but it was kind of implied non-lethal.
Yeah,
You wouldn't be trying to kill him?
I'm fine with that. But
Okay.
yes, so there was so many ways I wanted to do this. I wanted to leave you in suspense here, and I wanted to have her look like she was going to do another turn, but it's gone on so long that there's no point. So you know you won. So there's that conversation you had in your heads of her pleading with you, and you recognize that there's even doubt in herself. Whatever you did back at the temple has put doubt in more than just her. Others, and even yourself, as you recognized right now. And there's a part of you that really hates what they stand for. And it seems that maybe that part of you has been fueling you down the path that you've been pursuing. And it never became more apparent until this juncture right here. And somehow, you're resisting it. From everyone else's perspective, the duel is shorter than the fucking 50 seconds it took. It's like 30 to...
Still pretty fucking long.
It's still a
even for
30-second fight, yes. And a hail of strikes and blows and parries and
posts.
Eventually, she lunges for you and goes all in. She has to land the strike. And you faint as you swing, your maul drops, and she sees that opening, she goes forward, and is, with the continued swing, a new weapon. A weapon that she has not been familiar with the entire fight. It's underhanded to do what you did. It's got extra dimensions. It's not the same weapon that she's been parrying against. This is still a little foul, but nonetheless, it's all that you needed. Because with the extra reach that axe had, it strikes, and you manage to turn it away where it hits at the flat end of the axe. And as it hits her, she stumbles to the side, falls onto the ground and rolls. And her weapon spirals to the side in front of her. And she starts to scamper to reach for it, but you can tell that she's weak. But she does manage. You approach. You start walking towards her.
Approach.
She
Step
manages
on the
to,
blade.
and she manages to get herself up without the weapon. And she looks down at the rapier that's underneath your boot. She reaches to her side and pulls out a dagger. One dagger inside. I can't follow you. And she looks down and she recognizes there's a bunch of blood leaking through her chainmail. The act of pulling that dagger out from the left side where she normally wouldn't reach. She sees all this blood, all this injury on herself, and her eyes kind of flicker, and there's this widening of realizing she's probably going to die, right? And her lips get stern. No, I won't. And she takes a step forward to shank you with this dagger, right? She comes in.
Oh.
because you went with this route.
Wait. Something here.
What are you doing, Roderick?
Can I interfere?
Oh,
Faster, come on.
She's trying to. She's going. Wait, make sure I understand. She's trying to come at a dagger with the dagger.
Thor came up to her and, in a hesitant motion, slow. You know what? You're not in range. You're 60 feet away. You can't stop it. Sorry.
Telekinesis.
So, Thor, she lunges the dagger towards you, and
Banishment.
you are surprised. You are not able. You're not able to block this because your weapon's to the side. You thought you won, and as it strikes into you, there's this moment where pain should hit you, but the dagger scraped off your chainmail, ends into the side underneath your arm, and you're like, shit. And her eyes kind of roll a little bit as the dagger drops, and she stumbles back, still standing.
He wants to step forwards while her arm is over there. He's gonna step forwards, drop his weapon as well, just hold her. Just gonna grab her into an embrace.
Why would they let this? She can't finish her sentence because she goes unconscious in your arms.
It's all gonna be fine. And he'll slowly, as she goes more and more limp, he'll slowly put her down on the ground. And he's there kneeling, or not kneeling, but both legs on the ground next to her. Breathing very heavily, his head down.
Sweat's covering both of you. There's cuts, gashes, there's radiant damage that's pierced your armor, and it stings and hurts. But you're alive. She's breathing. She's not dying. She's unconscious, though. Clearly you won. Now the rest of the party could approach if they want to, or they could stay a distant.
yeah.
It's banished. She just
Clapping.
disappears.
Clapping.
Clap too. Brother, clap too.
Yeah. I will take this moment of respite.
Is it over?
He was sleeping.
Is it over? I see only dark. No. Okay.
A little rough.
I will have
Oh, real
to
close.
do a 10-second bathroom break. I'll be right there.
That's a lot of blood they have over there. They might need a doctor of some kind.
Evelyn will cautiously approach.
Okay.
Same.
We'll have to wait for Thoric to come back. So
Yep.
I'll just go ahead and put the break slide on here. Everyone could use the restroom if they need it, I guess.
Yeah.
At this point.
I'll be right
My
back.
God.
Welcome back, everyone. All right, so Thoric has kind of cradles her down into the sand and like lays her there and puts her in a relatively comfortable position. Before then, he kind of just kneeling next to her as I imagine the majority of you approach, probably. So there's that crunching of sand. And Thoric, as you hear the sound of sand, you also begin to hear the lapping of the waves again. And your eyes kind of flicker for a brief moment, and then you kind of look up, and you look westward, and those pinks and hues are like almost all gone. There's that twilight curtain there where you can start seeing stars, because there's no storm there yet. Not yet.
He's just there. He's not saying anything. His head is down. Holding her. He's gonna look... Nah, that's it. I'll let the rest approach.
Mind if I take a look to make sure everything's okay? I don't think we want someone dying right now, right?
Yeah, right, yeah.
Thanks.
Please.
Well, excuse me.
And I'll start medicine checking to make sure she's okay.
She's stable.
Yeah. Good. All right. Yeah.
Some gauze is used, whatever. You treat what you can. If you wanted to, you could burn the kit to restore her to 1 hit point.
Oh, what the hell? Yeah. I'll use the medicine kit, and then she'll actually gain consciousness again.
Okay. And it takes you a bit, but eventually she, smelling salt or something like that. And instinctively, when she comes to, there's a brief confusion. Before then, she tries to reach out for a weapon. There's no weapon immediately nearby her. And she's like looking. And I imagine Thorek has given space to allow Bodrick to do his shenanigans. So Thorek's not immediately on her, but within peripheral. And she looks, and there's that realization after like 6 seconds that she must have lost.
Evelyn's positioned herself like next to Thorek, like not touching him, but just like close to him. Like almost a half a step in front of him and between them, if that makes sense.
There's a welding in her eyes as small tears are starting to form. I gave everything I needed. It wasn't enough. Everything. I would have died for her. She knew I would have, and she...
He'll take a step forwards, kneel down, sit down beside her, sort of looking down at her still. I would have too. Any one of us would have.
If Mary was just stronger, she wouldn't have taken that hit. I killed her.
She was a part of our squad. I never should have let her go on her own. I should have been there with her. Not you. All of them. Not just Sasha. One by one, each of them I failed. Arim was the last one.
You only failed Karen when you left. And it's here where, like, you remember that conversation that your battle spirits had, but now your physical ears hear this, and it reminds you of that conversation and what was stated.
I failed him when I let him step into that flame.
He wanted to do that. He did it for you, Thorek. And
He
you
was
left
lied
him.
to. He was deceived, like all of us down there. How can you none of you see it? How many more lives have to be lost before you realize what they're really doing to you down there?
If you ever return to the temple, put your ear next to the flame, and you'll hear him. He's still alive. He's just not like us now.
I'm sorry, I can't believe that. I can't believe anything Flame tells anymore. I used to believe. I want to believe. I promise you, I want to so bad. But I cannot. Not anymore. There is another way.
The darkness has claimed your heart. It won't let you hear. It won't let you see.
It's not darkness. Not pure darkness. And it's not pure light either. To truly be able to see, you have to walk a line between. In eternal darkness, there is no light. In eternal light, you're only blind. There is another way. I believe, for the first time, I truly believe in something more. Out far, far away from here, there are tales of a weapon that may yet be able to help us. Save us. Not just the temple, not just us. The entire Undermountain.
You won't.
I will find it.
You won't be able to.
And I
do
will
it in
bring it
time.
back.
They've only gotten stronger, more bold. We aren't as strong. But it doesn't matter. You do your quest. I failed. And now I have to return and die like the others. And she kind of like peels herself up and her legs like wobble because she's so close to falling unconscious again.
I really think you should take it easy there. Your body's talking to you. As much as you're saying and listening to things, you should listen to your body right now, and it's telling you that you need to take it easy for a little bit.
I told myself if I lost, I would hunt you down. I would take. But I can't do it. They need me. There's so few left. So you win, Thorek. I hope everything you've sacrificed. I hope Karen's sacrifice was worth abandoning. And then she turns and starts stumbling away along the shoreline towards the Medan Mountains.
Oh, she's getting up. I'm assuming he's sitting down next to her. He'll help her up if she accepts his hand.
She got up on her own before he could do it. Yeah.
He'll stand in front of her. He'll stop her. I made a vow before we fought. You heard my words, didn't you? So now I need you to make one to me as well. And not anybody else. Not in the name of the temple. Not in the name of Drapolor. Once again, in your name. And he'll put his fist sort of on her chest. Promise me you'll survive. Promise me you will keep them safe. At least until I can return.
She looks you in the eyes. If you're lying to her, make a deception check. If you're persuading her, do a persuasion check.
Okay, I lied. This is my most important role. What's my stats? Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay. Thorak will unclench his fist. It was on her chest. He will unclench the fist, and dangling from his hand will be the necklace.
Auto success then.
Okay.
Her eyes look down at your hand, and then you see, shakingly, she lifts her hands up and cups it, even with the chain still wrapped around your fingers. She's not taking it from you. She's cupping it very delicately. In her eyes, tears are forming, and she doesn't pull it from you, but she looks at you, and you can tell she's holding on to it. If you moved your hand out, it would fall into her hands.
He will do exactly that.
And she kind of curls her fingers over it and then holds it to her chest. I'll do what I can. It better be worth it, Thork. It better be worth it.
I hope it will. I promise it will.
Thank you. And even if you don't believe, I'm sure the Dragon King has his eye on you. And then she kind of walks a sidestep around you, and then continues walking towards the mountains.
As she's walking away, he's not turning towards her, but speaking away from her. I just wish he looked sooner.
There's a blip of light towards the horizon where there's no sky, where the sky is open, no clouds. One of those shooting stars you've seen not too long ago. You catch a long trail one, just your eyes kind of flick to it, and you see just the last few seconds of it. And then she continues marching off towards the darkness. Like you, she can see in the dark very well. Even if she's weak, she's moving that direction right now.
I'll let her go.
So then, moving away from the group to catch up to her, you then turn around and regroup with everyone else, and there's kind of a silence at first. Who would be the foolish one to break the silence?
Lumi does, because Lumi just wants to say, I don't think I like duels.
They're not so bad. They're very good at solving problems. Though I am concerned for her. I hope she doesn't get ambushed by some sort of flying creature or a bear.
Place my hand on Thor's shoulder and he gains 15 HP. Oh yeah, I probably could have healed her before she left.
You could always go run up to her and do that right quick.
Oh, I hate running. And he gets into a jog and jogs after her.
Okay.
I still don't really know what happened. What is it all about, a necklace? What?
So as Baldric's saying that, and the camera sees Doma kind of run up, and an awkward conversation, because it's like in the background, there's Baldric in the foreground, kind of like talking around, and everyone's like, Baldric, this is what's happening, right? And they're kind of like reading it in, and he's like, I don't, right? But in the background,
just a necklace. It's a necklace!
Yeah, I know we just went through something ridiculous, but this might help you. And I place my hand on her shoulder. She regains 15 too.
Okay, so you heal her. She looks down, and that's a rare gift.
Utterly shocked that healing is.
Yeah, no, that's exactly. There's a recognition of and she said that's a rare gift.
I find myself in rare company too. Trust in your friends. Then I walk back to the group.
She stands still there for a moment, but then resumes marching after 6-8 seconds. And eventually she'll be absorbed by the darkness. You guys can't see her, so she disappears.
So much for that holy connotation, just absorbed by the darkness.
Yep.
Disappearing in the darkness, whatever. The mist. The creatures of the night. Alright, so... And of course, Baldric is advised, whether he believes it or not. He can be confused all he wants. But you guys then gather yourselves and begin to march back into the Laurels, into Windheim. And as you're leaving, Thorik, you kind of get that last look when you kind of stare out to where the duel just took place. And the waves of the lake have made their way up to where your blood has soaked, and it's starting to pull that into the lake itself, cleaning the remnants of that duel.
So, Thorik, I noticed that you didn't use your blade like when you fought against me. I'm gonna want that rematch.
Not today, friend. Not today. He'll pat him on the shoulder.
And he'll pat you on the back like on a tender spot. You're like, oh.
Why does he have so many weapons? A mace, an axe, and a blade?
And a whip.
I think he can.
And a whip?
And 3 daggers or something.
What are those for?
There is a reason for it.
Oh, I just thought you couldn't pick a favorite.
I kind of thought the same thing. Doma says as he pants, catching back up.
I do have a favorite. He'll hold his warhammer out. And all of these used to be my brothers and sisters' favorites.
I see.
One for each one. He looks down. I might have a couple missing. I couldn't carry them from the temple. These aren't actual armaments from the temple, purely symbolic, but part of them.
Well, gauging from what she was saying, I think we're going to be very busy, because once we get done with this whole Western States junk, we're going to have to go find Alsham Shakti and get to the mountain quick. She said it was getting worse over there, and it's just...
What she says is
just too old for this type of thing.
if what she says is true about the flame and its speaking, we may have some time still.
Well, from what I can gather, we're definitely gonna need to speak to the general then. We will need that teleport if we want to get to the mountain fast enough.
Yeah, expeditious travel is going to be the most important thing now. It really is. Sorry, Roderick, I guess you're going to be enlisted, General, or whatever it was, I don't remember.
No, we don't necessarily need to follow through with that. We can
Oh, you think he's just going to give us... That's what he wanted. We talked to him not that long ago. He wanted Roderick.
Do you not remember what Master Ori said? There was problems happening near Fallcrest. We could help resolve those, and in exchange we get access to the teleporter.
Wouldn't that be a nice stroke of luck? But no, I'm pretty sure Ballard's got his eye on me right now. Oh, Eleanor, please!
He yells out.
This is a side. Thor's just gonna side at you so hard.
Are we not walking there tomorrow? Are we teleport?
No, I thought we were going to get horses, are we not?
You know, every time we get horses, something terrible happens to them.
It's, by the way, it's like 8:30, right? Like, it's late in the night.
Yeah.
Guys are tired.
Yes, and I have to read and study right now. I'm so tired. Oh, don't get old. Really, just do not do it. Getting old is hell, I tell you. It really is.
Well, some of us may not get the chance.
I could beg to differ on that one.
Breathing.
Alright, time to... Enough dilly-dallying. I gotta go study some cat nap type thing. Oh, that's just... Vlad again! I'm wasting my time. I could be sleeping to learn how to make other people rest. This is ridiculous. And he's gonna wander off. He's gonna wander off towards
right, my
Master
sixth
Ori, I
century
guess.
was terrible.
So the group has this partial split. Baldr goes to Lemire's to start copying that spell. It's going to be a long night for you. You won't actually get the long rest. Meanwhile, everyone else, you guys are... I think originally you said you were going to go back to Zastira's estate to rest there, which Baldric knows that's where he can return us to as well. Baldric, you could also, partition part of it, right? You could do part of it today and part of it tomorrow, right? So
I heard he was doing that while the duel was happening.
That was only a minute.
Well, it was like 30 minutes to walk out there and then 30 minutes to walk back. So it's actually going to be a little bit... Yeah, it lost like an hour. But nonetheless, it's like, I mean...
But can't he go to the Zastira estate with us and do this reading or study?
He would need Rolena's book with him, so he needs to go back to the source, right? You have to have the source of the spell to copy it. Like, so since you guys know how to do it, like, it's possible for you to actually since some of you were so involved in the creation of it, you could potentially just recreate it yourself, but that still would be a little bit of experimentation on your own end. Rolena did a lot of the upfront cost before you guys got there. So, this is how, Evelyn could theoretically learn it on a level up. She knows enough of the core to be able to engineer the rest of it from what she didn't know. Anywho, so I just need to make sure, though, is that what's going on? Are we going to have the majority of the cast go back to the Zastira state, or is there a different route or different things you guys want to do?
I'm definitely going to pull an all-nighter and get this thing done.
Okay.
Nice. And if you allow me, can I try to get another spell copied if they had it?
Yeah, if you go back to Lemire's Emporium, we'll have to do a roleplay thing then to see if she would agree. You 100% can get the 5th level spell. I'll just let you do the 10 hours. No con check to stay awake. You'll just get it done. If you want to do another spell, that he was only willing to pay for the ink to equivalent to your.
Yeah. I'll pay for the other resources for it.
So we'll get to that. But so yeah. So what was there a spell from Rolena that you wanted to copy? Because unfortunately, Master Ori left. So it's
I want the silence spell is what I'd like to get. Level 2 silence.
I don't think Rolena has that in her spell book, but she says that she could procure one pretty easily for you. And so while you're doing it, indebted enough to you with your help, even though your medicine help was terrible. The group in general, she don't pout at me. She'll.
It was a solid. What did I roll again? Plus 10, 12 or something like that.
Yeah,
Was it 14?
it's on the table. It's a 14.
14.
You contributed a 14. No, that's not
That's
good.
above average.
That's
above average. I gave some help.
All right. Nonetheless,
Did help.
no, you actually that was a failure. Anywho, so she lets you learn the Spotlight spell. You can add it to your spell book. It's a 2nd level spell. That means you'll be doing 12 hours of work.
2 hours per
spell slot.
level.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
but that one you'll have to pay the gold cost. But she can give you the ink, so you just gotta subtract the gold.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So everyone else goes back to the Zastira state. There's Chauncey. There's Sophia. Even Evelyn's mother at a moment stops by, says how everyone's doing, checks in. Are you guys actually going to be working with Lumi? Oh, it is. Great, right? We're going to kind of expedite that stuff there. So you kind of all wind down to your own respective beds, besides one old man who's currently burning wax candles, just mumbling to himself. Now, interesting enough, as
Time is of the essence. Time, I gotta go.
As everything's kind of winding down here for the evening, is there any special attention? Anything would anyone like to do? Anything? Conversations? One-on-one?
I would have gone to Relina Lemire's place to clean up the pizza because I imagine we left plates and pizza.
Yeah, by the time you get there, it's already handled. Actually, you in fact, as you're there with Baldric, and Baldric's kind of talking to Relina, you see that there's a bunch of these little small mice that are just kind of running around, and then with little brushes that kind of fit through their paws, and they're scrubbing things down. These are unusual mice for sure, but it seems like she has employed more than Mr. Hoots. She's got a little mouse army that helps keep the place.
Even the animals have jobs here. Good luck, Baldric.
You hear them squeaking. You hear them squeaking, by the way. They're all kind of barking orders back to each other. But I don't think you have that. I automatically know animal speech, right? So.
No, I have to cast it.
Right. But so yeah, it is handled. All the leftovers have been moved off. There's probably a great banquet for the rat folk, or the mice folk, that she's got employed for the next few days, though. Okay. Anything else? Anyone else want anything special?
Call would try and talk to Lumi when Lumi comes back, though that may be some time.
Okay. We got noted.
And then otherwise he would kind of talk with Thoric about what happened, and then just kind of lead into.
Thoric, do you think that if we get Al-Sham Shakti and we help the temple, the people you work with, if we can actually put whatever is happening over there to rest, could they help my people as well?
I do not know how many of them remain at the temple. But it is a temple. They serve Drabalor, the god of justice and good and all, and light, and if it is a noble cause, I'm sure they will. Hell, Bellinor is right there as well. If we free them from the blight, they're bound to be thankful at the very least. The drought. Yeah.
I know not this Bellinor. I've not been that way. But I was thinking, your people's cause seemed just there at the temple, and my people are generally sympathetic to the plights of others, given how much we have suffered ourselves. I could maybe gather some individuals who would be willing to help if, I could convince them that we could actually retake Kualtaj. Maybe we could send some more people there to help with what we do.
Kind of similar to the fashion of how he placed his fist on the chest of, I forgot her name.
Nevros.
Doesn't matter. Nevros. He will do the same with on Nikal's shoulder as we are walking. I can promise you I'll be there, regardless if you help the temple or not. But as you have seen from Nevrosi, I don't think they like me very much. I can't make a promise for them.
I don't think they dislike you, Thorek. I think they dislike what you have done. But
Well,
when they see what you have accomplished, they see what hope you might bring, it may change their minds.
only hope. But until then, I'll be here. I promise I'll help you in whatever way I can.
The same goes for me. You can call upon me anytime, my friend.
Separate for now.
Okay. And then with the conversation with Lumi, is it just was like,
Oh, it was just like minor RP stuff, and then like also he had a question.
okay.
So
Either way, once Lumi was alone outside the building, it would immediately be hood back up and walking to the place instead of flying again. He only did that when he had other people with him.
Got it.
blending in.
All right. So, are you wanting to actually roleplay this with him at all, or are you just trying to make him be inclusive?
Just inclusive, but also there's a bit of
Sure,
RP
so
on it. So I
Lumi-
guess a call would be waiting outside.
Lumi returns. This conversation actually, let's say you got that conversation with Thorek before this, just to make it easier, canon. All right, so Lumi returns from his stroll, and you see him as he's coming into Zastira's estate, right?
Mm-hmm. Greetings, Lumi. I hope everything went well where you went.
Well, I accompanied Baldric back to the magic shop, and the pizzas were already gone. The mice there are well conducted people.
Yes, they're definitely a step above the mice that I had to help round up. They were everywhere in the underboards in her shop. But regardless, I don't mean to stop you for long. I had a question that I've been pondering. You see, my people, we are deeply ingrained with the father, the nature, Marlesh. And we, well, the elders, the roots of my people, the druids, they teach us to forsake the arcane, that the arcane is what caused our downfall, and none of our people practice in that way. What do the druids of your grove do? Do they believe this as well?
Could you describe arcane to me?
Right. I don't remember. Baldric gave me a very basic description of it one time, but in essence, it is to form the natural energies of the world into effects. And so, if you envision fire, and you channel the heat and radiance of it into being, the magic that exists in the world will manifest. And if that was probably a botched explanation, he would be able to better explain it himself, but it is not natural. Arcane is not natural.
Fire's natural.
Right. The actual element itself is natural, but the magic is not.
All magic is natural.
It's not, though.
Lumi grabs his staff and does a few circles before firing a guiding bolt into the air.
A what? A guiding bolt?
Yeah.
All magic.
Kind of looks like a shooting star. But as your eye kind of lifts upward, you see that the sky has gotten significantly dark. The cloud front definitely moved in. It's not quite drizzling, but you're almost certain it's going to be drizzling sometime this night.
I smell I've gotten used to the scents and sights of the upper world now, and I smell the rain coming.
I guess we never made such distinctions between things. We lived rather peacefully.
I see.
We didn't seek to shun anything. though I guess we were rather reclusive.
How old are your people?
It's hard to tell. Honestly, when I was born, we had already forgotten how we got there. Or at least those who remembered had become bad at telling story.
I see. To us, the Baxi, well, more specifically us of the Broken Peaks clan, history is everything to us. To know the heights that we have fallen. But that is enough sadness. We should rest up. We have a long day ahead of us, especially with the rain coming, but I would much prefer to learn more about you at some point, Lumi. Your people are interesting.
I appreciate that. If we can find Pine, he's much better. He cared a lot more about the history of things. My teacher wasn't as sociable as I am.
I see. Well, I'm glad we got you then instead of your teacher. Well, have a good night.
Right, is Thorak gonna be okay for journeying tomorrow?
Yes. Every one of us is very resilient. After a good night's rest and if what magic they used on him, he should be fine.
Right, saw the magic from that horned one. Almost looked like healing.
It is. It's a recent addition. He learned how to do it.
That's incredible.
Yes. There is one more of our party that I would like you to meet at some point, hopefully. She is very important.
There's also another one that can heal too, dude.
Yeah, I know, but I'm referring to Aniel. Yeah.
Listen, I can shove good berries down a mouth.
Yes!
the best healing.
The best healing.
The best.
By the way, if there's not
Yeah,
any
good
room,
berries, yo.
if there's not any room inside, I can find somewhere out here. It's no issue.
Oh, you prefer to sleep like I do. I sleep on the roof.
On the roof.
Yes.
He looks up. Is it like a hay roof or is it?
No,
is
this is a very well-off manor at Evelyn's home. And as you actually say that, there's a clearing of a throat behind you, and one elven individual. I'm afraid that we just simply cannot have that, do. Your guests of the Zisteras, you must uphold the name and take residence inside a room, please.
This isn't the amazing guy, is it?
This is the Chauncey.
This is Chauncey.
This is Chauncey.
None of the other servants had a problem with me doing it in the past.
I don't want to be of any issue. I'll just be inside if you need me.
And Chauncey says nothing. He just kind of stares at you a call, like unflinching.
Speaking of, my mane is getting rather ragged. At some point, could I maybe have you? There was a style that some of the people had. They braided their mane in the back. It was actually very nice. Could you do that at some point?
Absolutely. But of course, he kind of gestures to go into the house.
Ooh, you drive a hard bargain, Chauncey.
I got my way.
I will go inside for now, but I will not take the braids yet.
Very well.
Good evening, Chauncey.
He inclines his head. You make your way inside with whatever victory you got there. Okay. So then let's just do Doma. Is there anything special with a conversation with someone? Anything that you'd like to try to do or do?
God, it sounds like if the person I wanted to talk to is going to be getting back late.
Is that Baldric?
Yeah. No, it's Looney.
Oh.
I said they could talk to my plant, dude.
Yes, that might have to wait till the next day, unfortunately. Based on the way I think the kind of conversation with him kind of retreating from Chauncey, he probably hides in a hole or in a room pretty quickly.
I would also need to rest before I can do that anyways.
W timing.
W timing, yeah, alright. I'll bug him about it tomorrow.
Okay. Alright. So then, let's go ahead and focus on a couple other things then. So,
Oh, no.
Evelyn and Roderick.
Oh no.
Anything for the two of you? Evelyn,
You're
Roderick?
not gonna go having mental conversations tonight, are you?
Covered in black
with you.
ooze.
Okay. All right. That's agreeable.
So the,
Just
two,
to wake
you-
up, come floating.
the
fire.
two of you
Thought
are in
about
the,
what,
the same room, right? Right now?
Yeah. Have you thought about the last conversation?
Yes and no.
Okay.
You want to talk about it or no?
Did Petit get significantly
No.
quieter for everyone else, or is it just me?
Yeah, he got quieter.
I gotta miss my headset again.
Thank you.
Boo.
You boo! Trying to make sure we can all hear your perfect words.
Yes. It's more so where the inflection is. No, not right now. That can just be another time. Anything you want to talk about today?
What a weird day.
Very much so. But
Reminder, you started today off in Veneer, and you teleported.
Yeah.
This is the
It's
same
been a
day.
long freaking
Been a
day.
long day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh boy. Oh. Oh.
nah, let's just get some sleep.
Yeah. We just need to sleep. I can't even think
Yeah.
straight after everything we've dealt with. So
And so you guys kind
hopefully, Thorak's okay.
of, take your bags off, put them in their positions, kind of get your night routine on equipping your gear and stuff like that. And Evelyn,
Yep.
as you're doing that,
Oh boy.
you find that object your mother gave you, that cube,
Mhm.
that kind of crystalline resin. It kind of almost feels like ice, but it's not cold, right? It's almost like glass with this flower inside of it. And as you find this item, there's something wrong with it. A crack has occurred across it. And you realize that was the sound you heard as you guys were walking out to the laurels. This object that's supposed to protect you from, ward off bad things, is damaged. And it doesn't give you a good feeling.
Oh, man. She just tucks it away and just gets ready for bed.
Swallows it down.
She'll deal with it tomorrow.
Another problem for another day. Exactly.
Yep.
There is a tomorrow.
All right.
Oh, it probably already is, right?
So, not quite yet. Soon. All right. So we have people sleeping. Most of you are at this Astera state. One of you's not. Back at Relina's place, just kind of sipping some coffee. Occasionally, Mr. Hoots kind of refills it for you. And there's a moment where Relina kind of okay, I'm going to be leaving. Permissions are still the same, so just, don't take anything. I trust you, but don't take anything or it'll be really bad.
Something.
Of course.
I just
won't.
lost the magic item. Take something.
Of course I won't take anything. I wouldn't dream of it.
You're a pretty upstanding guy. It's too bad that you're 30 years too old, but...
Wait, are you making a pass at me if I was younger?
Anyways, and she kind of turns and... Be careful!
Matt needs a wish spell real quick. 20 years?
Is Mr. Hoot staying around, or is it just?
Oh, he'll follow after her, but he'll you know that after some time of silence at the door closed, you recognize that Mr. Hoots is still there. It's quiet though, but he'll come in, fly on his perch, look at you, then fly on do patrols.
Aldrich will look up towards the owl.
Well, it's gonna be a long night. Looking for you, you're nocturnal. I'm not, though. So hope the group appreciates the sacrifices that I make. Well, grumbling's not gonna get this spell in my head and in this book, so I guess I better get to it. Ah, yes. Oh, can I get a different sort of blend from a different area? You know, someplace a little bit more tropical. This one seems to.
The owl goes to its perch, kind of gets its hats on. Well, I'm sorry, sir, but unfortunately, that was the only extra inks that we had available.
You can talk. Wait, what's more?
Oh, with the magical hat on, yes.
Oh.
Some crafted by Miss Relina.
That's right. Okay.
If you need anything, just let me know.
No. Dandy. Oh, well, actually, have we already done the silent spell thing, or do I need to replace right now?
It's only been like an hour, so it hasn't been completed yet.
Okay. Then,
I will be out and about then. And he flies off, and the hat snaps back to the post, and he flies out of the room.
And back to good old me and this book. Let's back to it.
And so the camera kind of pans back, and as it pulls out of the room, there's this kind of like golden light of the candle, and like like the sound of like a quill writing on paper. And then the camera moves back into the room as time seems to have passed, several hours, and we see Baldric, tired, and there's a cup of coffee. You haven't seen Mr. Hoots for a while, but there's still a little bit left inside of it, the cup. And while at this point you hear something. You turn over your shoulder and you look. Nothing's there.
I'm pretty sure my senses and faculties are still as sharp as they ever were. I most certainly heard something. A little stretching and calisthenics first. Yes. Right here.
And you'll start to walk around to explore what that sound was. Yep.
You're gonna be a great old man.
It's really dark in here. It's hard to see.
One day.
Okay, I got the glasses.
They don't do night vision. But you have the light cantrip, right?
Oh, there's light.
All right. So
Wait, what? I was studying in the dark?
there was a candle. You were doing it by candlelight.
All right.
But then, so now that you heard something, you guess light, and you kind of start walking, and you're in her back room, right? Back room still. So it's where the nice stuff happens to be, not where like the sales floor. And as you're kind of like looking down, you're kind of going like, "Hello, anyone there?"
Anyone in here? Hello.
No reply. But then you move back to where Master Ori was initially with you, where everyone else kind of in the front. There's this back portion of the U, and you see on the ground one of the tomes must have fell out of the shelf and landed on the ground.
Oh no.
No boy.
What is this?
Okay, so you go up to the book.
What's
and
the spine say?
Celestial bodies.
Celestial bodies, And
it looks back over towards the other stuff.
That's a bit dry. I could use a momentary break, I suppose. There's no moisture. And, there we are.
Suffers from dry mouth.
Yeah, so
Let's just take a little skimmaroo, shall we?
Investigation check.
Suspicious books in the middle of the night.
And my stats. Rolled a 6. Plus.
Should still be pretty high. Look at
9.
12.
So 15 even.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh.
15, so it breaks some barriers.
So initially you thought it must be like arcane stuff, right? Like religious. You thought celestial creatures or divine. It's not. It's astronomy. Skies and the star. Skies and stars. And the positions of the night. And things like the moon and, the cycles of the moon every 30 days, roughly that cycle there. And it's kind of just talking about astronomy. And then there's, potentialities of powers that come with where the position of the moon happens to be, and positions of where it is according to the sun, and there's these forces of this naturally occurring forces that exist out in the world that can be tapped into. Fonts of power. And it makes sense why a book like this would be here. This is just a different perspective of material, and for an enchanter who wants to create things related to it. But yeah, it's a book about hard facts about astronomy and how magic and the world of magic interacts with astronomy. And there's a kind of like a notion of like, at certain points of the year, certain celestial events are very, very powerful for certain events, right? Equinoxes and solstice, full moons and no moons. Certain things allow certain things to happen. And you kind of like muse on this just a little bit. And it kind of reminds this conversation you had with Master Ori in the day about, he kind of posed this like balance of powers, right? And Marlesh, the god of balance, well, these are forces of balance, right? And all this kind of fills into your head here, and it just makes you know that the sky, this astronomy, is a source of natural power. Marlesh must utilize it. It has a rhythm that stays in a balance over the course of the entirety of it. All these things out there. And then you recognize you've been spending like 15 minutes with this book.
Before I close up, let's look at the very back cover. Look to see if there's any like inside cover, basically. Is there any notes scribbled by the author, possibly?
Nothing like that. There's like a dedication, like, to my family and the people that helped me research this. But there was nothing like in the margins to like the reader. Nothing that seems to stand out.
Clap it shut close, and I'll just slide it back up onto the shelf then.
All right. As you push it up to the shelf, you kind of pull your fingers away. It's a momentary static, a spark of static zaps you. Your eyes kind of glance towards the book one more time. And a concerned feeling just strikes you for some reason, like almost kind of like deja vu, where it's just like part of your hand wants to reach out and grab it again, but you're like, that's superstition. Why? Well, I don't know.
What's the name of the book again? Celestial what?
Celestial Bodies.
Bodies.
Celestial Bodies, okay.
In this moment, some of the sound is disturbed as an owl lands, which are very quiet, but you hear a whoo.
I gotta get back to it, I suppose.
Hobble on back towards the spell he was working on.
All right. Okay. Everyone goes to sleep except one old man who burns the midnight oil.
Mm-hmm.
And the last bits of his life are being burnt this way.
And gold.
Yeah, no, you only have to pay for the silent spell. The other spell.
I know, yeah. Okay. That's about all I can afford. So
you really need to get the party to help you get some funds. You do some money. Okay. All right. So with that in mind,
actually, is there one other thing I can do?
All right.
I still have the spell prepared, because I still have it prepared.
Oh, that was a nice break, which actually reminds me of something.
And I'll get out my book and start to draw a ritual with no one else around, and I'm going to prepare a legend lore spell.
You're going to cast legend lore or prepare?
I'm going to cast legend lore here. Yeah, it's still prepared for me right now.
Okay, what are you casting it on? Gotta use the consumable. I assume you
I'll
have
use
it.
region. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
What are you casting legend lore on?
You can do characters of importance to the world, right?
Not
just items, but like people of significance.
I believe so.
I think so.
Both pulling out their book at the same time.
Damn.
And we're
twins.
a person, place, or object.
Person,
Let me
place, yeah, it's
consult
basically
my
a noun.
book.
Any noun, the spell brings you right. And it's supposed to be of significant lore, so Jack Schmuck won't matter, right? Oh, you're really blindsiding me here. What are you doing? Who is it on?
Who do I want to do?
Oh man, look at him with that mischievous smile. He's putting me in a tight spot. I did
I
not.
don't have a lot of resources, but
You do have that.
which one do I choose? Yeah, DTW, you're right, man. That's what I was inching towards, man.
What's going on here?
We have a general idea of where Nadal is kind of up to. We have a general idea of Lavolt, but there's one piece that hasn't shown on this chessboard yet. And we have to know what's happening. Marin, I need to know more about this Angel Marin. And then with that, he'll finish the legend lore spell and use it to bring up information about Marin. A missing piece we have nothing about, but he's out there. He has to be.
You place your ivy strips in the formation. You draw your runes. You light the incense. You let it fill in the air, and you would try to attune yourself to the natural world around you. And it's interesting because all these conversations you've had, and even the revelation you just had about that from that book, part of you feels like you're reaching out into that helix of balance. As Master Ori talked about his colleague, Balaban, who's researching it, and you can see the thumbprint of the divine. It kind of dawns on you that maybe that's how the spell functions. Maybe it's tapping into that portion. And as you do that, and you try to attune to yourself, that you recognize something's wrong here. Because while it shouldn't tell you this, if you get fragmented information, something's trying to stop information about this. It's interfering.
Yeah.
But you do get something, but I need you to pass a save to do it. Charisma saving throw, please.
Oh, why am I by myself? Doma! Doma, I need Dora!
I'm there.
He teleports.
Dang it, Evelyn just said it. She just said, "Don't do things on your own, Roderick." And I am. I'm like, there's a good chance I can actually do this. Oh no! Come on.
Up.
I believe.
Come on.
Hey!
It is a 19! Oh my god! It's not the one.
Let's go!
One.
Dirty 20.
Fuck.
Holy.
Larry's like, I don't want to tell him this shit.
Defying the gods' will.
I tried to
this is
I
bad
tried to hold on to it a little bit longer, but
Salt and peppering bad omens. What's about to happen to Baldric?
Right?
It disintegrates.
Yeah, why'd your little hand do
There's a
that?
crack. As a fucking, like, the roof tears off of the building.
You've looked into the wrong thing.
Oh man.
He's
We're making
sucked into space.
Larry's workier here, so.
Really, his workshops just destroyed.
Oh god, she would murder
it's not the
you.
right soundtrack. Sorry.
She'd
Well,
resurrect you to murder you.
Well, I hope this will work. I don't know. I haven't. This is not prepared. I'm gonna try to wing it. Okay.
Oh no.
Oh.
We're real close to the end of the game, man. If you want to push to the next one.
So, I got it. Baldric, as you feel this interference, something's tried to hide this information. And much like your last cast of Legend Lord, you get images. And you get to see experiences. And it's cold. That's the first thing you feel. You don't see anything. You just know it's cold. Shivering cold. You shouldn't be there, but you find yourself compulsively. You can hear your teeth shattering. You can hear howling wind. Whoosh, and you feel your little bit of hair that's on your head blowing to the side. And suddenly in a flash of light, you're in an intense, severe blizzard. And it is biting cold. hypothermia is immediately striking you. You are not equipped. You're wearing your wizard's clothes as if you teleport someplace you're not supposed to be. And you're dying. It's so cold here that it will turn you to ice and you'll die in minutes. It's that cold. Like -50, -60 degrees Fahrenheit cold, right? And there's snow being blown around. There's this huge gale of this blizzard and ice coming down around you. And it's not icicles, just lots of heavy debris blizzard, right? And there's light. Wherever you are, different time, there's light right now. And in this, you find yourself, even though you're not, you saw your body for a moment, the camera that you are zooms forward. Whoosh, and you find yourself in this circular mountain range. You kind of look to your left and you look to your right. And in this circular mountain range, these mountains are massively tall, covered, caked in ice and snow on top of it, right? And as you move, you're moving towards the center of this massive bowl-shaped valley in this mountain range. In the center, there's no mountains here. It's a huge open bowl. And you can kind of see that there's like indent down towards the center, and you know you're going towards that center. And as you move towards that center, you see jagged objects occasionally scoured into the ground. It's hard to make out what they are. I need you to make a perception check.
With advantage because of my spectacles.
Do you have the spectacles here?
Hey, you told me he's wearing his wizard robes.
Shut up!
Yeah. All right. Back. What I roll again? I defend myself. I got a 2 and a 17. All right, so 17.
Thank God for the luck.
That sounds not one enough.
17 plus my perception of 4. It's 21.
21.
Oh.
Okay. These objects that are coming out of the ground are blurring by you because you're moving at a tremendous speed. Just like you did back when you were going through the fringes to get towards the ruins that you had where you saw that bridge and those figures, those 2 figures on it, right? You're going alarmingly fast, right? Miles per second, right? Whoosh, like a jet going through. And it's cold. It's still cold. It's biting cold. These objects you're passing by, they're massive weapons. Weapons for creatures that should be like 20 or so feet tall. And they're like littering the ground. Some massive carnage struggle occurred here. Some of them were planted deep inside the snow. That's not snow, though, that's glacier. This ice has been here for a very long time, and there's weapons that have been impeded into it. And there's occasionally bodies. Some bodies, half of their hands are kind of breaking through the ice, and there's just like skin that's come pure shattered rock now, right? From being exposed to elements. Whatever that creature was, this massive humanoid-like creature that's huge-sized creature. The creatures that were wielding these weapons, giants here. And there's corpses. Some of them are consumed in this ice, and you can see underneath the ice, there are also giants trapped under hundreds of feet of ice down below you. You can't ask questions. Well, okay, what's your question?
Are these like giants, like giants, the giantkin I would be aware of, the kind, or are these just big creatures that I cannot determine their like
nature check? Your perception was high enough to allow you a nature roll. God, I didn't have a good playlist for this.
16 plus 9 puts me at a 25.
You have 9 nature?
I'm a doctor, man. I gotta know some stuff about nature.
Oh, true.
These are legitimately giant kin giants.
Okay.
Giant kin giants.
Okay.
Yes. This is Aradun.
Yes.
You're in Aradun, and you're seeing the aftermath of that civilization. And in these dead giants that have been consumed by this ice, this biting cold ice, whatever they fought is here. And the camera keeps flying through. And you get to the center, and in the center, you see it. One space that seems to be cleared of most debris. Everything that was close to that never made it. This spot is secure. And in this space, in this spot that's secure, you see a single creature kneeling down. It has wings on its back. it's wearing plate armor.
Artwork, let's go!
Where the fuck is it?
Expose it!
You see this? You see this man kneeling down here, and the wind is blowing heavily into his feathers. His feathers would be white, but they seem to be gray in the lighting. There's a heavy storm, but it looks like they should be white. Your brain goes, these probably would be white pristine feathers. And then this heavy plate armor with a halberd that's currently, not halberd, sorry, a glaive that's currently jammed into the snow next to his side. In the ice, you see a crack. It's as if it's like its native resting position. He's not currently holding that weapon. It's just within arm's reach. And he's kneeling down here like this with his arms over his chest. And he's just kneeling, looking straight down at the very center of this area. And the camera kind of rotates around him for a moment before then it pulls up skyward. And in skyward, you see a massive rain of carnage. You would imagine from this that an army of giants attempted to attack this position, but none of them got within that final little blip, which is probably maybe 100 feet radius, 200 feet radius. You're moving so quickly, it's hard to guess the exact distance, right? But a football field or less, that spot, no giants have ever gotten there. But all the ones that were past it were decimated. And then you get pulled up into the clouds. And then as you get pulled up in the clouds, your vision gets consumed by the clouds. And you're back in your body in Lumire's Emporium. And you're cold. You're shivering. Your teeth are chattering. And there's no ice on you, but you just feel frigid cold.
Why did I pick that one? Oh, cold.
And I pick up the cup of coffee. Is it warm too? Or is it cold as well? Is the air around me?
The air around you actually has condensation with your breaths.
So it's not just me. It's like the physical space I occupy has been chilled?
Seemingly so.
Could have been very bad.
Stay there a little more.
Did he ever make any, like when he was just looking down, did he make any sort of like body shift change when I was like at the apex of closeness to him? Like he noticed me or anything like that?
Nothing seemed, there was no movement. It was almost as if it was a statue.
I can only do so much. I can only do so much. Right now I need to finish what I started.
And I'll start picking up with the
quill.
spell work.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, everyone.
Now much colder.
After a couple minutes, the room temperature resumes and gets back to its place before, and you do warm up. And Mr. Hoots gets you a new cup of coffee, but yeah, that's what you experienced.
Whoa.
You remind me, yes. Mr. Hoots gets me a cup of coffee and comes down.
Mr. Hoots, I've had a slurry of sort of, how should I say, superstitious bad luck incidences occur recently, and I just sort of had one here in the shop as well, and now I've getting some oogie boogie shivers down the back of my spine, so maybe you can talk to people with their hat. I'm a little cautious, I suppose, and I will regale the story to Mr. Hoots. Just in case a plan B, something, I don't know, bad would have happened to me. This information isn't lost.
Mr. Hoots puts the hat on. Oh dear, that sounds terrible. I'm sorry that you had to experience such a thing. Unfortunately, I don't really have feedback to give you.
No, I'm not asking for feedback. I'm asking more as a contingency if something I'm just offset by all of the bad luck that's been happening. Ill omens and that, and I just want to share my knowledge with you of things that are, well, there's no other way to put it, that just should not be known, I suppose, or suppressed.
Did you talk about the legend lore spell? You give those facts?
Yes,
Or okay.
I regaled the legend lore facts to him as a contingency if something bad were to happen to me, because there's a lot of bad stuff happening, and he's by himself, and then some spark out of a book that fell on the ground and shocked him about celestial bodies, and then he, for whatever reason, he gets the whim to do a legend lore on Marin, and it physically freezes the space around him. Yeah, he's shook. He's shook to the core. And just to play it safe, he doesn't have. I don't have my powerful spells left. We've done a teleport today and stuff.
Okay.
I'm tapped, like on real stuff. Baldric is aware of his vulnerability right now.
Maybe,
and
so the battle trips, and maybe it would be best then for you to regroup with the others if you're so concerned, and then come back another time to finish the spell.
I, with how things are and the urgency, I simply cannot rest. But I can still put a plan B. You can share information if something bad were to happen to me. I don't know.
I tell the others in the case of a crisis. Yes, I understand. I
want you to regale that information about the legend lore.
The problem is that I can only speak when I'm here next to the hat and the pole. So I am limited with people being. But yes, I would do the.
But if I wrote it on a piece of paper, the dwarf assassin killing me from the regicide.
Yes,
would be able to see the paper, but at least it's in your head. You could scamper and read, and then the information could still get to them just maybe later. Just share when capable, in case something bad would have happened.
Very well. I will do what I can.
One should always have a plan, is what I tell Roderick.
Do you want?
No, he doesn't do plans, but I do. I plan. That's what I do. And now I'm planning to finish this spell, because I have to. All right, thank you.
The owl then shakes the hat off and then just stares at you, watching you. Like that creepy stare that owls have, just eyes wide open, looking at you. Resume typing. Or writing. Okay. Nightfall occurs and everyone goes to sleep. And we'll be picking up from here next week.
God damn.
Thank you for playing, everyone. Thank you for watching, everyone. Don't forget that tomorrow for viewers, we have Primerus Paradox, so you can come stop by that from 4:30 p.m. to roughly around 9:30 to 10. And so thanks for checking in. And then check us next week for officially recorded episode 60. Actually, coincidentally, we're also starting episode 30. Wow, so coincident. All right, anywho. Well, so thanks for tuning in. And remember, don't trust the Dungeon Master. Yes. Good night, everyone.
Pufferfish.